all right, my friends. Here we are, episode 37, with my good friend Italian Spartacus. As those of you guys on Outlands know him as Remoraz. Man, here we are, beautiful New Orleans.
It's beautiful, all right. It's smelly. Has a stench to it.
Yeah, lots of stagnant water and homeless people.
Oh man, just coming in, I had to get an extra hepatitis shot just to make sure I was all right.
And vomit. Let's not forget the vomit from people.
Just a little bit of urine.
Yeah.
Just any bodily fluid you can imagine, you're going to find it here in New Orleans.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, man, I guess, I mean, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name's Italian Spartacus. You know, on Outlands, I'm Remoraz, as you said. Do I talk to that or I talk to you?
Really
matter as much as you.
Usually it's just like we're talking. Yeah. I guess. I don't know. It doesn't really matter.
And I'm trying to have a conversation with my friend here, but
we're on the balcony of the hotel room.
It's just kind of it's romantic in its own way.
Very much so.
But I've been playing Ultima since 1998, on and off. You know, it's one of those games that bites you a little bit. And you get the bug and you're like, I'm just going to play a little bit. And you're 17 hours later and you could go 2-3 years without playing I can play some Ultima. I can regulate it.
I noticed that itch.
Yeah. I can just do a little bit and it just spirals. And it's a game that I've come back to for years and years and years.
Yeah.
And I truly think it's the best game I've ever played.
Yeah.
Across mechanics, what it has to offer, what you can do in the game, the true sandbox of it all. And it's just a game, it's a hallmark, a benchmark that I've compared everything to. So I just play the shit out of it too much, maybe.
It is really funny, like when you go and you play another game and you just constantly, even though it's a completely different game, right? But you just constantly compare it with like, in Ultima you can do this, and it doesn't matter what version of Ultima. True. Obviously we spend most of our time on Outlands, but I still find myself comparing it to, UO Forever or Ultima Online Retail, or back when I was playing in '98, or just different stuff like that. Whereas everything always ends up revolving around that versus any other game for me.
I even compare OSI to Outlands, even within its own scope. I'm like, man, I really love Outlands. Would it be great if ninjutsu was in it?
I agree. Yes, 100%.
Take note, Owen. It's just you can't help it. Like, I'll be playing like a Call of Duty. I'm like, this would be really great with like a skill progression system.
Exactly, man. Yeah, that or leveling. I like the combination games. That's always fun. Mm-hmm. I mean, I do like the whole level system, and that's. What's cool, Outlands with the aspects, the mastery change. You get both. And I don't know, that to me is a lot of fun. So,
well, there's one thing I think that everyone here can agree on is that you're pretty much the cornerstone, the pillar of, I would argue, the online community of Outlands, or at least the growth of it digitally outside of Outlands itself, right? Mm-hmm. Like Outlands has its whole community that it propagates and grows within it. But as far as an external face goes, you're pretty much it.
Appreciate that.
And I don't want to give you too many compliments because I don't like you. But I think in the spirit of a Whiskey Saturday on a not Saturday, we're going to do a Whiskey Saturday activity.
Okay.
And here it is.
All right. Let's do it.
I'm going to pour some shots right here.
Okay.
In fact.
Oh, boy.
I got...
It's 11 a.m. Let's do it, baby.
People didn't need to know it. They could have been like, wow, 11 p.m. And
it's 11 p.m. Did I say a.m.? Tongue toaster. It's New Orleans. So
I got these little red Solo cups.
Oh, boy.
And don't worry, chat. I'll move. And I got 3 for you.
Oh, God.
No. Dude, it's not as bad as you think it is.
Okay.
It's as bad as you think it is.
Jesus.
All right. So, I'm going to pour. So these 3 will be mine.
Okay.
There you go. You guys can see these little Solo cups. I'm going to pour into these 3.
Yeah.
1 shot of Tennessee's favorite, Jack Daniels.
Okay.
Which is all widely regarded as not a good whiskey by people that do drink whiskey. This is why I got it for you.
Sure.
One of them is going to be Jack Daniels. The other one...
God.
is going to be Pepsi because that's all I could find down at the hotel.
Okay.
What we're going to do is, the point, you have to take the shot and you cannot react.
Okay.
If you react, you then have to take another shot of alcohol.
Oh.
So the point is, one of these is going to be Jack, 2 of them are going to be Pepsi, and you're going to shoot one, not react. Shoot the other, not react. Shoot the third, and not react.
I just hope I get the whiskey first.
You might be lucky.
Yeah.
You might be very unlucky. So what I'm going to have you do then is turn and look that way.
I'm putting my butt towards you.
Yes.
That's scary.
That's my favorite part of the show.
Okay.
And then I am going to do the pouring. People will be able to see it.
Yeah.
So remember, this line is his.
All right.
That's fine, right? That thing's just...
I hope so. Timeout.
Yeah.
It's okay. I can...
There we go.
We're good. I can cut back. All right. We're back. Technical difficulties.
All right. So we're doing the soda first. Should be looking at that fucking screen, man. I swear to God.
I'm looking.
How do you cheat?
I'm looking at the reflection in my sunglasses. That's why I put these on.
You son of a bitch.
That way I
you're
can
Jason
see.
Bourne.
Yeah. You've heard of Jason Bourne. This is Pwn Star cheating.
Yes. So Treadstone package.
So I'm gonna have to close my eyes, I would imagine, too.
Yeah.
And
Well, I'm gonna put a little bit of Pepsi.
So I'll take off
the actual shot so that it masks the look of it a little bit.
Okay. I'll You're doing this game too, right?
Yeah. I've got 3. You've got 3.
Oh, okay. Man. So the balcony is great. What is not great is this giant metal speed bump that's right in front of us. I'm hopeful that nobody can hear it, but I sure as hell can. And then, of course, somebody's unloading some... Okay, were you good?
You're good.
All right, so I'm closed my eyes.
Okay.
And then, can I sit down?
Sure. Have a seat. Have a seat.
Okay.
Okay. Here's your first one.
All
Remember,
right.
Can't react. You got to take another shot.
Okay. Is it time to shoot?
Shoot.
Okay.
Good one. Good one. Okay. Second one's coming. I'm just gonna put it right there in your little mittens.
Okay.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Shoot. Okay. Don't react. Ready?
Yep.
Okay. Shoot.
I can laugh, right?
No. You just gotta shoot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Go.
All right. I lost. I lost. I lost. I lost. I lost. So that was a trick.
Yes.
It was a major trick.
It's called a bamboozle.
Yeah, I got bamboozled.
Oh. Oh.
Because I was expecting, Pepsi on the second one because I got Jack on the first one, and then I got a little bit more Jack on the second, and I held it together. The third one was just straight Jack.
They're all Jack.
Yeah.
Put the same amount in all of them.
Okay, well, and I couldn't.
Oh.
I'm just gonna forfeit.
Oh my God! Here. In the spirit of good faith.
God. Was that the same one that I put back?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you do realize that half of it went in my mouth and back in there.
Whatever,
so we just made out.
Finally. And tell your girlfriend the thing that she'd been scared of the whole entire trip just happened.
Oh, man, that happened on the Pwncast, folks. Jesus, that's great.
I was like, you know what? I thought about just surprising you with this.
Yeah.
In the sense of like, hey, it's been 10 minutes, let's take a shot. It's been 10 minutes, let's take a shot. Just to really obliterate you.
Yeah.
But I figured this is more funny because the whole time I'm just playing it up to the camera.
God.
I was just like, oh, they get to see I poured nothing but Pepsi.
I felt like such a badass on that first one.
Yeah.
Because I was like, no reaction. And
Yeah.
the second one, I just kind of like grinned because I was like, hold on now.
You know what? I saw it in like a reel like 5 days ago. I was like, there it is. There it is. Because like someone did right through it and they're like, all 3 of those were tequila. I was like, yep, they weren't.
That's great.
Just
That's good. That is good, dude. Well, you got me.
There's
You
your
got
cold
me.
open there.
There it
If
is,
you need a little
dude.
soda, I got one here for you.
I'm heavens to Betsy. All right, so I'm gonna go do a airboat swamp tour after this. I'll be feeling pretty good and sauced.
Dude, you're gonna have the wind in your hair, something I don't have the benefit of anymore. So
I might punch a gator in the face.
if we're only lucky.
Punch a gator. Okay, so that was great. Thank you for that.
My pleasure.
First time on the Pwncast, I've been given shots.
First time listener, long time caller.
There it is.
Long time listener, first time caller.
Okay, so gaming in general, man. You know what got you kind of into gaming in general? Not just UO, but just gaming in general. You know, for those of you guys that don't know, something he didn't mention because he's too humble is that he's a big time YouTuber, right? He is. You know, I'm sitting pretty heavy at almost 13,000 subscribers on YouTube, and I feel like King Kong. However, this guy has almost 600,000, 500,000 subscribers.
The numbers just keep going up.
Yeah,
just near 1 million.
Yeah, and he plays. You know, he plays UO Outlands in most of his free time. However, he makes content and he plays other games. Currently, he's doing you know, Crimson Desert. You know, a video he posted a week ago has 220,000 views. You know, he's a big time guy. Really good content creator. In fact, some of my more recent videos, long form ones, kind of modeled after him. I like his approach when it comes to just talking about the game and just, you know, thoughts on the game and stuff like that. And so I've really kind of got inspired by his channel. But so to my original question, of course, to my original question, I mean, what got you into gaming and you know?
Sorry guys, over here in New Orleans and it's just all sorts of stuff to breathe in. You know, I've got 2 older brothers and I'm the youngest of those 2 older brothers for you guys that don't know. And my dad got us, not us, he owns a business, and he got a computer for the home really early. Like it was a sideways desktop back then, one of the, not the standing towers. And he got Tank Wars for me.
Okay.
Old game.
Tank Wars, yeah.
Old game. And dude, I was born 87. This might have been 1991, 92.
Yeah.
I was pretty young. And I would watch my brothers play Tank Wars, and I would learn how to play Tank Wars through that.
It was like an arena tank versus tank, right?
Yeah, it's like the tank couldn't move, but you could just turn the turret like this.
Yeah.
And you'd shoot, and it would arc, and it would hit.
And then you would like adjust your arc back or forward. Yep.
And it was all in MS-DOS.
Yeah.
It was all green, blue, and then your tanks had colors.
Yeah.
That was the first game I think I ever really played that I can remember. Because I can't remember when we got a Nintendo, just NES.
Okay. Wow.
Because we also played that too. But the first game I really remember playing hard in the paint as a kid was Warcraft or Diablo.
No kidding.
Yeah. So I played so much of that growing up, and I played on Battle.net. I had no business being on Battle.net at the age that I was playing Diablo 1.
Sure, yeah.
Which Diablo 1 I think came out in 1994, 1995.
Okay.
And I played Nintendo, and I watched my brothers play Nintendo, and I'd watch my brothers play Super Nintendo, and eventually I got a Super Nintendo. And that was kind of the beginning of gaming for me. And then in 1997, 1998, I got a compact Presario. And I know the majority of people in the audience got the same compact Presario I'm probably talking about.
Okay.
333 megahertz, blinding fast speed, blinding fast. And I was then playing computer games. I was playing Quake 3. I remember getting in an argument with my brother because I wanted to get StarCraft 1, the first one. And I was looking at the specs, and I think our computer only had 8 megabytes of RAM back then. And StarCraft 1 required 16 or was recommended 16, one or the other. And I was getting in an argument with my brother about, we can play it. It says 8 on it, it's 16. And it's like, I have such a fond memory of early games in my mind.
Yeah.
And a lot of it comes from like that early genesis. For what, like, you know, now that I'm like someone who's really into the history of video games, I never realized that many of us millennials kind of look at the early millennium, late 90s as, or even, you know, I would argue maybe even the early aughts as, the golden age of video games. That's when I played these games and these games. But for a lot of people that were creating games at this time, even Richard Garriott, he was like, this is it. This is the golden age.
Yeah, totally.
Ultima 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 had 6 had come out before the acquisition to EA, and Richard Gary was even saying at that time, hi. Oh, we're just recording something. Oh, you're good. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Go for it. Do your thing. Yeah.
He'd even said at the time, like, there's too many people making video games. Like, we're peak video games, and that was like '89.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy to see how the industry has evolved from then, and how it's become such a wild min-maxing of all these things, a soup of what's the best of everything. And, you know, I think what really got me into games was the sandbox of imagination, right?
Yeah.
I'm playing Might and Magic. I'm playing Heroes of Might and Magic. And I'm playing Red Alert 2. And I'm playing all these games. And it's like, it's shitty 2D sprites and pixels, man. Yep. It's nothing. It's 16-bit.
Yep.
Nothing crazy.
Yep.
But there's so much imagination attached to, there was such an emphasis on
finding stuff.
And box art.
Yeah.
Box art created the imagination of what you're looking into.
How long did you stare at the Hildebrand art on the Ultima box, CD jewel case?
Just an uncomfortable long time.
I'm telling you, so me and Beltane, we would, I'm not joking, one person would be playing the game and the other one has either the instruction book or we're looking at the art, and I can just always remember the lizard men on the far left and being like, that's the lizard man for it, right? Yes. And then like, oh, okay, and there's a Cyclops. We got to find the Cyclops.
I got to find this dragon trove.
Yeah, and like just all that stuff. And to your point, what you said earlier of like games and how, you know, it's this min-max thing. It's totally that. I mean, you jump in, even the Outlands Discord, any game. I don't even want to pick Outlands.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, you just pick a public Discord. You go in there and people will be like, hey, what's the best what's the best leveling template? What's the best weapons? Where can I get the best weapons? Elden Ring. People will immediately dart to whatever weapons for whatever build they're going for. Whereas, you know, I just, if that's your style of gameplay, it's your style of gameplay. I don't want to knock anybody for that. But at the same time, I just really want to encourage people to like get out there and explore.
Sure.
Because that was when for me, peak gaming was that I found something out because my friend told me who I play the game with. I went to school.
I read a Reddit post or a PSA or something.
Like I go to school and my friend's like, dude, did you know that over here in this island you can do this and you can do that? And it's like, what? And then I go home and I like start looking around and it's just like, and I find it. Like those were like those little tidbits.
Right.
But also just I stumbled across this. And then I'm the guy going to school and telling everybody about it. Stuff like that.
You know, it's funny too, is like, I had just brought this up in a video of mine. No, but I just brought this up.
Yep.
Either on stream or something about the topic of like Crimson Desert just got reviewed, and whatever the reviews are, this isn't a conversation about that game, but the conversation is about open world games and about min-maxing and about sandboxes, because that's how Ultima Online was created.
Yeah.
Raph Koster was like, let me make a game where you can play in the Ultima universe at a complete sandbox and do whatever the hell you want without having to worry particularly about the virtues and what have you.
Yeah.
Which did become a system, which was weird. But it's like you jump into Skyrim for the first time. I remember playing Skyrim on midnight launch. I worked at a GameStop and I was like, hey, I'm going to work the midnight launch and then I'm not coming back for 2 days. So fuck off.
Yeah.
And I sat there with the player's guide, the Primo's player's guide, the tome, the limited edition.
Yeah.
Next to me going like, flap, where am I? Oh, I'm in this Fall Reach or whatever the hell it's called. I'm over here. Oh, what's this item? Oh, there's a Draugr tomb over here. Let me go over there. Or Draugr, whatever the hell it's pronounced. And you get lost in that world. And I think now we're so consumed. And I'm a person who makes guide content.
Yeah, right? I get it.
Like you and I both make guide content.
Calling the kettle black. Same
100%.
Thing. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
And it's like I try to justify what I do in the fact of like, I'm trying to teach you the guidelines so you can go learn to do it yourself. Like, hey, here's not the absolute best thing to do. But the unfortunate thing is you and I live in a system that is toxic.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube caters to hyperbole, over-the-top language of this is the best thing you've never done. And if you don't do it, you're not going to do it ever again.
Right.
And if you don't do it, the guy above you has that. The person below you's got that. If you have a modest title like it's a pretty good system. Try it out. You're like, that doesn't
I'm good.
doesn't seem confident. I want the guy who's going to piss me off.
It's got to be extreme views and it's got to be hot takes.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I think what happens is majority of there's like two pockets of gamers right now. Like it goes like this, and then down, then up, and then down.
Yeah.
And millennials are on that second peak. And most of us are busy. Most of us have kids. Most of us have involved jobs where you kind of just want the best.
Yep.
So you can just jump into it. So I get it.
I totally
and
get it.
It's also harder too, I think, nowadays when development of video games, it's very easy to find out if something doesn't work.
Yeah.
I mean, you imagine all the games that we played growing up. Let's just say 1997 to 2007. In that 10-year period, when information for video games was relegated to uo.stractix.com, eq.stractix.com, Alakazam, which is just pure info dump.
Thoughtbot.
Yeah, Thoughtbot, dude, which is pure info dump, right? There's no real walkthroughs on those sites.
How cool was it, though, that Thoughtbot, THOT, was spelled thought, like a thought before a thought.
Yeah, exactly.
If you know, you know. Anyway, yeah.
And it's funny that it's like these pure info dumps are like, dude, I did this for EQ. I printed out EverQuest. For those who don't know, I printed out every single class's spell list.
Yeah.
So then I could reference where it was and what level.
Yeah.
And I had it in a binder, and I was so nerdy about it. And I could just go, oh man, I'm in Kelleton. Where is this? Oh, dude, I gotta go.
Yeah, but to me, like, I think that's cool because it's like you're doing your own work. You know, you're not jumping in a forum. You're not just being like, what's the best? You know, and again, I keep saying it, and you keep saying it too. But I understand that's some people's play style.
Sure, yes, 100%.
It's just, you know, to me, it's just like, damn, bro.
Well, this is my point, though. It's like, yes, we now try to find the best because it's so easy to find the information. Because before it's info dump.
And FOMO.
And FOMO. And a lot of FOMO. Fear of missing out, for those that don't know.
Yeah, because people they feel like they're getting left behind. And to me, I'm just like, what do you mean get left behind?
Well, are
you really competing to be number one? And if so, what's that?
Especially in a single player game, right?
Yeah.
And that, like for Baldur's Gate 3, when I covered it, I was like, hey, here's the best race to choose. It doesn't matter. It's a single player narrative game. Choose the one that you like the most. You're going to be staring at the rest of the game.
Yeah.
But I think in the modern gaming climate, it's very easy to find out if something doesn't work.
Yeah.
So in 2007 or 1997 and 2007, we never knew if we were playing with a game system that just was bugged and didn't work.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to be a sword-wielding, dual-wielding Minotaur in Might and Magic 8 because that's what I want to do.
Right.
And now,
however, the meta says you have to be a mage.
Well, now we have so much information that says, actually, I've looked at the files
based off sims and data mining.
Well, I'm not even talking like a min max. I've simmed it. No, there's a bug in the game.
Yeah, okay.
Your character will never ever be beyond this point.
Yeah,
and we all have that fear.
Yeah,
I don't want to start UO Outlands, and I don't want to pick up madness aspect because it sounds cool, and then just not realize why I'm not doing well.
Yeah,
and it's like that's, I think, the biggest driving force for min-maxing, even though we have such a maxing style focus in our society.
Sure.
But I think there's so much of it that goes from there's the fear of missing out, and there's the fear of falling behind as a virtue of I chose something that is so literally broken, not colloquial broken. And I think that that's a big part of it too.
Yeah, but to me,
but you never know if you don't know, type of thing. Like,
totally. But to me, it's just like, okay, so why can't play a game with choice?
True.
You know what I mean? Like there's 1,000 choices, and you're instantly beelining to what's the most broken one.
Right.
What is going to break the game? How do I go through this game that I've just paid $70 for? Because high-end games retail $69.99 now.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
So like why am I going in asking people that have been playing it? Okay, what's the broken class when there's so much replayability? Why do I want to finish my time in 8 to 12 hours?
Right. And not get my money's worth. I played this game because I wanted to be a scythe-wielding orc wizard. Yes.
That also can pull out his battle axe.
Yes.
And go savage attacks just like D&D. But I just jumped on Discord and asked what the best was, and they actually said it was an elf rogue with a bow. And I guess, here
I am.
Yeah.
Because I think the power fantasy is too addicting in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
I think it's cool to do big numbers.
Yeah.
But I think that it cheats your game time.
Yeah.
Because if you spend $70, I want 70 hours of game time.
Well, too, and then you also have like World of Warcraft. Me and you've been playing a lot of World of Warcraft, for example. And the game ends up, because they understand their player base, contrary to what most people would tell you.
Yes.
They also understand that, okay, well, they're going to min-max this. Yes, we've thrown all these other options out here, but I know that they're going to go down. This is what the Wowhead template says.
Right.
This is what the top-end players are doing.
Right.
So I know everybody's going to copy that on Blood Mallet or what have you. And it's the exact same on Outlands. Like you got your West Furtives, who are instantly going to play at 10 times the level of anybody else, not just templates, figuring out, but also just gameplay. He's just a phenomenal player. And like people just, you know, it makes you think that they have to develop things around knowing that people are going to pick the meta.
That's the thing I was saying too, is like it cheats developers.
Yeah.
Because developers, I'm sure there's developers that have chosen to make things into games, and that's their favorite thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But maybe it's not the best because they're not stacking bleed with poison with stacks and this and that.
Luthien may love taming.
Exactly. And he's right to think so. You know, it's the best thing to do. No,
sure.
But you know, Luthien might love
water
dexers with earth
wrestling,
weapon. You know, something like that with weapon wrestling. You know, it's like and it's just such an off meta pick.
Yeah.
But I'll take the guild leader of my guild. I'm in one, Iwar.
Yeah.
Iwar runs down into a dungeon with a miner that has macing and goes and mines in the first and second levels. And a PK will run up to him and he'll be like, whoa, I'm pretty heavy. You're not going to want to kill me. And it's because he's got like 600 pounds of ore on him. And there's no, like, you got to choose this mining template. He's just going down there to have fun and kill things with this bonus to macing that he gets from mining that is probably inconsequential in the numbers game, but who cares?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's like,
the 5 to 10% difference in damage or whatever.
And I think that's the problem is like we measure ourselves against the top percentage of gamers in every single game we play.
Yeah.
But it's okay to just not be the best at those games.
Yeah.
It's okay to just kind of fucking suck. I suck. I'm not a good gamer.
Well, in Outlands specifically,
I'm amazing.
Yeah, you are. You are. But Outlands specifically, you know, and I'm going to compare it to World of Warcraft, right?
Sure.
World of Warcraft now, it has a built-in damage per second calculator, and everybody's staring at it. Everybody's staring at your interrupts and heals and all that good stuff, and it's like, oh, I got to be the top.
Right.
And then they have the I can't remember what it's called, but the whole like ranking system for how well you did on the fight.
Right.
You know, Nikki is a phenomenal player. Nikki the Worm. He streams on Twitch as well, but he is a phenomenal player. He always is like 98 percentile, 99 percentile. It's crazy. But he always links his raid fights. Every single one. He's like, look how good I did. I'm like, yeah, dude, you're a badass. You know what I mean? But it's my point is that Outlands doesn't have any of that.
No.
Yes, they have okay, here's a boss, and here's the boss rankings and what have you.
Here's your guild rankings, and here's like that. There's achievements and such.
At the end of the day, though, like it's a set thing. Like, you know, if you have a boss chain, you're going to be at the top versus anybody else.
Sure.
You want to do damage, get a boss chain. Outside of that, though, it's just like, let's just kill the boss and protect our content from somebody raiding the dungeons. And to me, it just in my head, especially in Outlands more than anything else, farming as fast as possible is secondary to the fun. Because if you're farming for gold, like if you're trying to make money by farming, I mean, unless you just have 20 hours a day, you're doing it wrong, man. There's so much better ways to make money.
Yes. And scamming people for full spell books in Britain Bank is it. That's
it. Yeah.
Like, which is one of my favorite things of OG OSI.
Sure.
But, you know, I don't know if Owen watches your podcast, but I'm sorry, Owen, if this feels like I'm throwing you under the bus. A perfect example would be the December event for the torches.
Okay.
I know the year prior, it was pure RNG.
Yeah.
And Owen was like, sure, here, we'll pivot that. 2 million. You get 2 million, you get it. It's guaranteed.
Yeah.
That was terrible because I couldn't group. And that was it's kind of the biggest thing about playing Outlands, right? It's the social aspect of Outlands, which I would argue of a lot of the MMOs, most MMOs have gotten away from the M part of the MMO. And Outlands doesn't. I mean,
they do
very
phenomenal.
fun to do bosses, to do factions, even to do...
No matter what aspect
even
level.
To do like 5-person PvP, to go out hard in the paint like that.
I think we got you and Tu Wong in time at like 8 links.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I had like nothing. I had nothing.
Yeah.
I was just vagabond in there. Like, oh, I hit something for 14 damage.
Yeah.
And it's the most fun.
Yeah.
But purely farming is such a small facet of the game. And
Sure.
I think a lot of new players come into it like, well, I just got to go grind these things up because this is what you do in MMOs.
Yeah, totally.
And they lose. They burn themselves out.
I made a video over it, actually. It's one of my favorite videos. It's what to do in Outlands. And it all spun from a comment, like a lot of great videos do, where a guy said, I used to play Outlands.
Mm-hmm.
And then I realized that I was spending my entire week logging in, going to a dungeon that I farmed every day,
right,
going in a circle, killing the same monsters that I kill every single day, just to gain an aspect and mastery chain link so I could kill those same monsters a little bit faster
right.
The next day. And, I took his comment, and for a lot of people, that's the reality.
Yeah.
It really is. And it's unfortunate because, I was like, hey, man, no offense, but there's this, there's this, there's this, there's this, there's this, there's this. And it was just like a 20-minute video based off of different forms of content that you can do on Outlands without using your imagination.
Right. And it's very easily put in front of you, right?
Yes.
Like you want to go be in a large guild that's going to do everything.
Yeah.
Go join GG or Squeeze or BB, or you want to join a different guild that's just going to do RP. Go join Sir. Go join Sir. You can also join Sir. There's all these RP. There's all these different facets.
Yeah.
That I think it's hard. It's easier for us as people who lived in it. Sure. Originally to kind of tap into the social aspects of it.
Yeah, because I think so many MMO games in general.
Yes.
You log in and it's a good thing.
And you hit the loop.
And it's like a pop-up window shows up and it says, welcome to whatever the world is. I'm going to be your guide today.
Right.
Here's how you move.
Right.
Okay, now go talk to this merchant. And then all of a sudden that merchant guides you along on this long quest where he basically tells you what to do, where to go. You got your mini map at the top right that has where the quest marker is.
Right.
And you know what? If you're playing on a phone, you can hit auto go and all of a sudden it's like sending you there,
yes.
But it's there's just so much more to that game than that right there. But for a lot of people, they believe UO is just log in, kill some dragons, loot the gold, and repeat.
It's kind of what I was saying earlier, right? We were talking about open worlds, and I think that people have forgotten how to play sandboxes and open worlds because so much of that exists.
Yeah.
So much on the rails is part of gaming.
Yep.
Where, hey, you know what? I'm going to log in. I'm going to boot the game up. It's going to present a tutorial to me. I'm going to step through the tutorial, and then I'll step through a relative linear progression. Like we think of games like a Dark Souls, a Bloodborne, an Elden Ring.
Yeah.
I would argue there's not much of a tutorial. There's a tutorial on how to actually physically play the game with the buttons.
Yeah.
And then it's like, hey, do whatever you can to beat this level. And it's a pretty set linear level. And it has a set linear progression. We've forgotten how to go, oh, I'm just in this world?
Yeah.
What's camping do?
Yeah. Figure it out. Yeah.
How does swordsmanship work? Like, dude, I remember going to the Bone Wall and Deceit and going like, man, I really put in some work today. I went from 75
to 79.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
that's it. And you felt so good at it.
Yeah, you're like, that's 7 hours of grinding.
Yeah.
What I gotta say.
And this would never happen, man, but I'm waiting for the day that some game developer comes out and he's got this MMO and he's like, all right, here's the deal. Anybody that wants to play this game, they're signing an NDA. And this NDA is going to be where you're not going to make YouTube content.
Right.
You're not going to, just min-max it. You're not going to create third-party programs to sim your damage and stuff like that. Like, the only conversation you can have is via built-in game systems like guild chat or what have you. And I understand that there will, people out there right now, they're like, come on, dude. People are going to log into Discord and they're going to give stuff. And it's like, I get that, but hopefully by signing that NDA or whatever, it curbs that a little bit, and it only attracts people that want that mentality, want that, like, I want to learn things throughout and like play with other people that are on that same page. I just think that would be so cool, man. I played Path of Exile 2 when it came out, early access, whatever. I don't remember. Everything's early access these days. But there's a channel in my Discord and it said PoE2 no guides. And the whole premise was everybody that played with us, we were not looking up anything. To the point that I went onto their website like a couple days before launch, and I was like, "What class is everybody going to play?" I'm leaning towards this mage. I don't remember if it was mage, wizard, whatever it was called. And Are You Kidding was like, "The fuck are you doing, dude?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "I thought we weren't looking up anything." And he was like, "I'm not looking up a thing, not even getting on the website." And I was like, "Touche." And it
Got me.
yeah, and I just thought it was so cool because then we got in, and I know some people were looking stuff up,
Sure,
but
sure.
it is what it is. But we'd get in there and we'd just be super excited, be like, "Dude, I just got this new talent, and it's so fun because it does this." And like whoever's talking about their new talent, they were just way more excited rather than this. "Oh, I can't wait until level 42 because I get Ray of Frost, and I saw the video, and Ray of Frost just really does damage." Instead, it was every single level they got that epic win, and they felt so much more powerful.
Right.
Rather than looking at this long-term goal and waiting on it, and then you get it, and you're like, "Okay, now what?"
Well, yeah. I mean, the journey is the game, dude. Right.
Yeah.
And it's I know one of the questions you have on your question sheet that you sent me that I read. I swear to God, I can't remember.
We haven't really.
Exactly. One of them was, how did I get to Outlands?
Yeah.
And to this point,
Uh-huh.
I found Outlands by getting that itch, getting the ultimate itch, and wanting to get into it. And I was like, you know what, though? Do I really? I think I remember booting up OSI and being like, ooh, 14 frames per second? Still don't like this.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't like this.
Yeah. Same thing happened to me with Dark Age of Camelot.
Oh.
I was like, yeah, not the same.
One of the best. One of the best. But I was like, well, is there a single, like, someone has to have taken the shard offline, because when UO launched, it launched as a box. You could buy the CD, but it had a demo you could actually get, and the demo was put with a lot of other games.
Yeah.
And the demo was in a city called Oklo.
Yep.
Which I think they actually added to the game eventually, which you only get there via boat. And you could play online. I'm sorry, you could play single player on Oklo. It was just a duplicate of this world.
Yeah.
And I think you could only go to 75 or 80 in a skill, so adept or whatever it was. And I was like, man, I wonder if someone took that concept and made a single player version. They did. And it's called Ultima Online Riches and Ruins, or Ruins and Riches.
Yeah, yeah.
Or something of Cesaria.
Which Sanguine Jester is about to get back into playing that again.
And I love it. It's awesome because it was exactly what I wanted. I just want to play this distilled down version, but then they actually like, hey, well, we're actually going to expand it into the universe, into the lore.
Yeah.
We want this to play like, hey, what if, because Ultima Online development started around the time of Ultima 8, and it shares an engine.
Okay.
And they look very similar. They have movements very similar.
Yeah. Was 8 pagan or was that 7?
8's pagan.
8 is pagan. Yeah, okay.
8 is considered the downward trend of it all.
Yeah, it was so hard.
And that's like the first big EA launch of it after Serpent Isles. And they're like, what if rather than 8 coming out, this came out? And it plays like an OG Ultima does, but with an Ultima Online skill system and everything like that. And I love it. But it says, please do not post anything about this. There is a Discord. You can ask questions in the Discord. And if people want to, you can say, hey, DM me directly for spoilers. But I'm looking, for those that don't know, you can be, I'm trying to think if this is a spoiler. You can be different, no, this is not. You can be different races in that version of the game.
Uh-huh.
And that then ascribes certain penalties to you. Like, hey, if you want to be like a lich, you can, but you can only be in the Necromancer town.
That's cool. Yeah.
Or if you want to go and become this specific skill that is hidden, like monks are in that game, and wrestling has its own skill book, and its skill book has like basically like Sacred Journey, but you have to go find the monk temples to pray at them to get these specific skills.
See, I like that because
they don't like, no, do not post where those are.
Yeah.
If you're struggling, say, I'm in this area. I've read a book that says it's roughly in this area. Am I in the right area?
People will really cool.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe I need to give that a shot. You know, the main developer was in my Discord, and we would chat a little bit about it, and I'd shout her out and stuff. And and then I would pivot over to shouting out Sanguine Jester because he would stream it. And he's been announcing, hey, I'm going to come back and start streaming Secrets of Cesaria and all that. And I need to get into it just because I've always looked at it with indie, like, God dang, that looks fun.
But I'd say the thing with that game is, though, it's very easy to put back on the shelf.
Yeah.
With Outlands, it's not, right? Outlands is, I'm playing, I'm hooked. I'm in the social aspect. We've got boss night. We've got Team App Tuesday. You know, we've got the usual role of the guild events. And
that's the beauty.
Keeps you in it.
That's the beauty of game. Like, let's take EverQuest for example.
Sure.
Remember we played. Me and Spartacus played EverQuest together, and you know the whole time we're just laughing about how terrible the game actually is.
Yeah, we got too long to do it. I don't really understand how. Like, I guess you really wouldn't.
Nicky the Worm was like, "Dude, this game's stupid," and I'm like, "Yeah, man." You know, but we just had such a great time because one, it was nostalgia.
Yes.
Two, was the social aspect.
Yes.
We would just sit in there chatting, you know, and you know, acting a fool. You would do your role play voice when we would kill a boss, and it was just so much fun. The entourage and things like that, and it was just that was the great part, you know, of it. And I think that can multiply how much fun you're having in a game when you have that social aspect of people to log into. Right now, we're playing World of Warcraft together. I'll be honest, I'm kind of at that point where I'm just like, you know, I'm burned out of the game because it comes on quick and it goes away quick for me.
Sure.
But there's no other thing I'd rather be doing in a video game than logging in to do some mythics with 100%. You guys. It's just, that's why it's like, hey, I got a 6 Pit of Sauron, and I'm like, I need 13 and 14s to progress my character, but doing a 6 is just fine.
Yeah, and it's more fun.
Because I'm having fun with you guys.
Rather
than
like silently doing progression in a group where I don't talk to anybody, and I get it done and go, okay.
Yeah, all right, I got it. All right. Yeah. Hit 3,500 Raider IO, like, okay.
Yeah, and it's like, and you know, UO too is something that, like, I feel like you need a palate cleanse every so often because it is so easy to go hard in the paint.
Yeah.
And that's what I was talking about with the December thing. I went so hard looking for that torch, and I got the torch, and it finished the event, and I was like, I am burnt out.
With the torch, I completely agree.
And I needed to stop for a little bit.
Yeah,
and this is refreshing the palate.
The year before, we were doing it was either EverQuest or World of Warcraft, and it was like we're playing this until torches.
Yes.
And it was like the only time I logged in was to stream and make videos. And then when torches came around, holiday if it drops, it was like I was fired up and ready to go.
Dude.
And then right afterwards, I was like, okay, I'm done. And then it was like, all right, I'm back. I will say, to your point of like the 2 million gold, unpopular opinion in the Discord, popular opinion for me, but I liked the whole completely random.
I think it was both.
Well,
have it be RNG, but at 2 million, you get it.
Okay, I mean, sure. My thing is
not a good idea, but
no, for a lot of people, they would agree with you.
Yeah,
I completely get that. For me, though, one of the big things for Ultima and just gaming in general for me, like online gaming, is being able to flex that I have this.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And it be a rare drop.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like my Serap, okay, for instance. That Serap's worth 150, 200 million gold. Not anybody, but a lot of people would pay that for that Serap.
So generous, you said you're going to give that to me for showing up. So generous.
So, like, either way, it's rare. Not many people have it. It's ugly as shit. And the people that have one know it's ugly as shit. But the whole reason it's worth so much is because there's 20 on the server.
Right.
And that is cool. On UO Forever, there were these little statues, and people were really going ham for certain hued statues and for certain statues and whatnot. Outlands, it's a blessing and a curse, but they have new released cloth every 3 months.
Awesome.
They have new released house deco, clothes, all that stuff, which is great. I'm not knocking it, but at the same time, it has completely killed the rare market. Mm-hmm. There aren't any true rares in that game. Mm-hmm. Yes, there's server launch rares that were on the server, but no one's really looking for those because why would you when you know that a bunch of new house decos coming out soon?
And you can just buy it with real money and sell it in in-game money.
Sure. And it's not like that I'm knocking and I don't like that model because, you know, it's done some really good things and it makes the server look beautiful. But at the same time, to me, those holiday drop events were my way to get something. And if I got it, you know, you can go back to LeGuinness. He's a streamer that only streams during these holiday events, but he streams literally 18 hours a day during the whole event. And he got that first Aegis Keep torch, and he just freaked out. And it was like the most wholesome, coolest thing. And there's so many people that would do that. And then there would be people that would troll people, and they would do the little perfect text that you would get over your head, and they would like stealth and then hide under you, and then like hit that one time, and you'd see it above your head, and you'd be like, oh my God. And you'd start looking in your thing, and you wouldn't get it. And it was so fucked.
That's what makes UO beautiful.
Yes, it is. But like those things, man, when you factor in a progress bar,
right,
it completely kills that, because it's expected. I know I'm getting this
at a set time.
Yeah, and you're like getting close, and all your dopamine or whatever is pumping because you're getting close to it, and then all of a sudden it happens, and it's relief. Right? It's less dopamine hit, less like epic win. It's relief.
Yes.
I want that. Like I'm sitting here and I'm like drooling over myself, pissed off because it hasn't happened. And then all of a sudden it happens. And I'm like,
oh yeah.
Yeah. You don't get that in games as much anymore.
I agree.
That's why I like the old system better.
I think it's because like one of the worst things that World of Warcraft did for gaming is they listened to the community.
Yeah.
I think as a developer, you need to listen to a percentage.
Yeah.
And the vocal minority, which is forum posters and Reddit posters or any kind of like open posting board.
They want A to Z.
Yes. And those are your people, those are your daily drivers that have such an amazing understanding of the game. And I think it's very easy to point fingers at it's this group and that group. I think what we need to look at is the person who logs in for 2 hours a day or an hour and a half a day, and the person that logs in for 10 hours a day, both love the game.
Yeah.
So it's not coming from a point of malice. It's coming from a point of, I love the game and I want it to improve.
Yeah.
And I, as a casual player, want the game to be this way. And I, as a hardcore player, want the game to be this way because we both love it.
Yeah.
But that's the developer needs to step in and go, I understand your point and I understand your point. Let's meet in the middle and this is it. And World of Warcraft saw forum postings of the hunter is just trash. The warlock is absolutely miserable in classic WoW.
Yeah.
And I remember I was a warrior when the game first booted up, and warrior went from being not good, good, not good, 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 not good, not good. And meanwhile, paladin was at a consistent rate of amazing, as that had 7 lives. And they listened too well, and they reacted almost immediately to player feedback. You can see it in modern WoW development.
Yeah.
Where, hey, okay, and patch 12.5 is coming out, and this is not relevant to Outlands, but it's relevant to the greater gaming conversation.
Sure.
Hey, we're going to introduce this new system. You have to go take part in the system. You'll get a currency from that system.
All right. Here we are, my friends. Once again, I get it. We were already in episode 37, but what can I say? It was New Orleans. We did some recording. We did part 2 actually, but then there was just too much background noise. I'm 90% sure that it decided to pick up my webcam microphone rather than the actual lapel microphones that we had. And so I was like, hey, you think we could just re-record it? So what I'm going to do for you guys is I am going to still post that second part as a second unlisted one. And there will be a link in the description of YouTube for you. So you'll have to, you guys that are watching on or listening on Spotify and all the other ones, then you'll have to come over to YouTube and click that if you want to hear it. It was good. If we were drunk, we had a good time. But
we got so handsy.
Totally. Man, Italian Spartacus, Remoraz. I think we said we were going to start with like a shot, and then I'm going to make a Bloody Mary, right?
Dude, I love that. I love that you're such a swashbuckler that you're like, then I'm going to make a Bloody Mary. Like, typically, oh my. Okay, all right. I like how your hands are already shaking. You're like, low liver function's already kicking in, boss.
So
I don't have shot glasses.
It's funny because I don't know what it is, but I do. I shake when I hold something like small or whatever.
Well, that's a fun.
And
pour myself urine.
I can remember there was this one where I was shaking while I was pouring it, and this guy was like, "See, told you he was an alcoholic. He's fiending for it." I was like,
"Dude, dude, that's so good."
Yeah, I mean,
no, I don't really drink.
Yeah, I swear. Anyways, cheers to New Orleans. Hence the shot glass. Cheers to the podcast, man. God, that's a girthy boy.
Whoopsies. This is a pwn shot.
Yeah.
You know,
or
for you,
a bow shot.
Oh, dude, that guy's a pirate. For you, it's 7:30 right now, right?
6:30.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah,
I mean, for me, it's 4:30. Sun's just coming down from the crest, and I'm taking a warm shot of tequila at 4:30 in the PM. So it really feels. The first one's the worst one. That's just a life lesson too.
That's it. Well, here's the deal, man. Yeah, I always do everything in Eastern. Just isn't Eastern like the universal America gaming like time zone for most server? I don't know. I guess I live in the middle.
I feel like most things that like every time I join a guild, every time dude, all of one for the most part is East Coast. Like we only just recently had like a nice like West Coast crew to like hang out around 10, 11 p.m. West Coast. Usually it's like, hey, we're getting this done at 3:30 p.m. I'm like, fuck, that's like, I'm doing shit. So
other than all the leadership, all the leadership's all over West Coast, right?
Yeah, Iwar is and Tuwong are for sure.
Yeah.
Rafi's over here too. Blacknail is Calgary's West Coast, right? So
isn't that Canada?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Canuckland.
Yeah.
Dude, what is that? What are those maraschino cherries?
No, shoot, dude, that would be weird in a Bloody Mary, but I wouldn't be surprised. Dude, people do like some weird stuff in their Bloody Marys these days. But no, so I got just, regular tomato juice, apparently a lot of Louisiana hot sauce.
I
love pickled cherries, bro. I love pickled okras. I could eat a jar of these in a sitting. It's not a good thing, but I love them. You ever had pickled okra?
Dude, not pickled okra. I just like okra in general.
Yeah, it's pickled okra. You can get it for like $3 a jar, probably $7 in California. But
absolutely.
And then some people put bacon in their Bloody Marys. It's wild.
Dude, I've seen people put sliders on them. Like if you go to Vegas, it's called like it's like a famous like shake place and Bloody Mary place, and they have like a whole burger as like a stab in with a sword on it. It's pretty awesome.
I will actually be in Vegas next week. It sucks.
I'll buy a plane ticket.
I'm excited, but it sucks. So Whiskey Saturday, ends 1:30 Eastern. There I am switching time zones again. Ends 1:30 Eastern, give or take. And my flight is 7 a.m.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm like, oof, we'll see.
So this coming Saturday, that's the situation?
Yeah, that's the situation. Christine, thankfully.
So it looks like we're playing Mythic Pluses until you got to leave.
No, I will. So I already told myself I am just caffeine midday, no double dose of caffeine like I usually do right at before the stream. Not happening.
I think, with as much energy as you expel during that stream, I think you'll be fine. Take it from someone who loves pre-workout and puts it in everything that he can.
The problem is that I usually don't go to sleep till like 4 a.m. on Whiskey Saturday, staying up talking to you and Charlemagne and Tu Wong and God. So I will not be hanging out after the stream this Saturday. I apologize, sir.
Now I'm just going to keep texting Charlemagne until he convinces you to do it.
Yeah, well, yeah. Anyways, man, let's get into the real meat. Dude, tell me what. Okay, so that was the 6th Outlands meetup hosted by yours truly. I mean, tell me, dude, what'd you think? Did you have a good time? Was it the worst time ever? Did you get hit on by a bunch of dudes and women?
Not as much sex as I was hoping for. I was like, damn, there's really big dry spell here.
Yeah.
Honestly, man, like, so I don't remember if we talked about this in part 1 or not. I know we talked about it in one of the parts, but that's my first time being away from the Western Seaboard. I've been to Nevada, I've been to Oregon, I've been to Washington, I've been up and down California. I've been out of the country, but I've never gone even central, let alone East Coast.
All right.
So it was awesome. It was awesome because it was just it's a different culture altogether. It's a different vibe. It's in general, like it's like my first, I mean, I go to gaming conventions for work, but I've never gone to like an actual gaming meetup like that. Right. So I stare at your picture in this on my screen when I should probably like look at the camera, but I'm like, and I didn't know what to expect. You talk about it a lot during the stream. You're like, guys, hey, when we show up, everyone make sure you're wearing a condom. That way it's just safe. It's just safe. You want it to be safe. But it was awesome. Like meeting Adontis was probably the highlight of the trip for me. Just one of the best, just one of those guys that's like every time he walks into a room, he's the best man in the room type of thing.
Yeah, he's great. He's great.
Absolutely. So fun. Meeting and then also meeting people from One, right? People that I've been gaming with for the last year. Bojangles and Tu Wong. Meeting Golden Bear and being like, someone to match my energy.
And then some. And then
watching Golden Bear get in a gunfight. Like, it was awesome. I think that was my favorite part. Like, that was awesome. But
over some barbecue tacos.
Oh God. But honestly, man, it was, before I went, it wasn't that I was dreading the trip. It's that, what we do in YouTube is it's super insular, right? Like we're home and we stare at a dashboard all day, and that dashboard has green arrows if you're doing well, a green check mark if you're all right, or a grayed down arrow if you're sucking. And it's kind of your only feedback into the world. You go out and you go to the gym, or you go out to dinner with your girlfriend or your friends or whatever. So you kind of have these brief little forays to the real world and touch grass. But it's like, I was like, oh man, my channel's pumping right now, and I'm a little afraid to walk away from it.
Yeah.
And I had set up stuff to be live while I was out, and it ended up being a really nice reboot that I didn't know I needed. And I came back just super invigorated.
And I told you
a lot of masturbation.
Got you. I had told you too that like in Vegas, when I came back from Vegas, I was just like, ooh, and I like rebranded the color scheme of my YouTube channel and here and all kinds of stuff like that, and I pumped out quite a few videos, and I was just motivated, man, and I think. Hey, just like any good vacation is, man, it just reinvigorates you and recharges you. And that's even more fun for me because it's the same thing, man. I get to see all the people that I, recently been playing a lot of World of Warcraft with. But also, also, I got to reconnect with Tu Wong, like you said. Man, I had breakfast with him, like, I don't know, a year or two ago, and we didn't take a picture together. I was so upset. But it is what it is. And so this was like the redemption. I know it sounds silly, like, a picture, but it was a big deal to me. And so I was glad I got to meet him. And I liked this one quite a bit, and mostly because a lot of people brought their significant others. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it really... I don't know. It was really cool, man. Everybody seemed to get along really well, and not everybody did. You know what I mean? Not everybody had one, and that was still, everybody seemed to vibe in and fit in really well. So I really enjoyed it. I'm excited.
I think I was the only one that was actively single. I think everyone was either paired up and their spouse wasn't there, like Bo and Golden.
Yeah.
I know Lucretia and Are You Kidding were there together.
Yeah.
And Tu Wong was with his wife, and Adonis was with his wife. And you were with me, which is your wife. But you were with your girlfriend. So it's like, yeah, it was fun, and it was a good energy. And it was also like, you never felt like the odd man out, right? And you also, as a host, I think we talked about this drunkenly walking back to film part 2.
Yeah.
As a host, it's hard to host a group of people if you don't have some kind of secondary host, which your girlfriend's great at doing, right? She's really good at herding cats. And I feel like you, in a setting that had, I think 12 was our max number, how easy is it for you to, 12 people, I can be involved with everyone without like, okay, I'm going to go hang out with these 5, these 6 over here, these 2 over there, these 3 right here. Like, it felt like it was a lot more easier for you too.
Yeah, a lot easier, especially after 35 in Vegas. It's like, oh, this is easy, a third. Which Vegas is Vegas, man. You know what I mean? And that's a good one. Next year, it's not like set in stone, but it's set in stone. Like I can confidently say I know it's going to be in February, and I know it's going to be in Austin. Night 1 will be downtown Austin. Night 2 will be the Ren Fair, Sherwood. And we'll do like a Airbnb, and it's optional, obviously. And even if you don't stay at the Airbnb, then you can party that night at the Airbnb. The same like makeup we did for Dallas, Texas. When we went to the Ren Fair, it was phenomenal. It was really fun. We'll do that same one. I don't know. I'm excited for it. The meetups are. I love the podcast and I love the meetups. Those are my two, and of course Whiskey Saturday. And I don't know. I like it all, right? But you know how it is. You got some things that you're just like, oh, I love this, and then you're like, oh, but I love this too. But
yeah.
Content creation's funny because it always goes in waves with what you're doing, and favorites, and sometimes you're like covering stuff that you're just like, you know what I mean, but you just need to cover it, right? I mean, especially you being a variety streamer and gamer, like you play a game and it busts and you're like, this game is boring as hell, but people want it, so I gotta just ride it. How do you?
Well, it's also hard too, the opposite, right? Like, what if you really like it, but people don't?
Yes. That's the worst.
And that kind of happened with Dragon's Dogma 2. I played it and I loved it. And it wasn't that people didn't like it. It's like that it had a microtransaction, not outrage, but it had a little controversy. Yeah. And it was like, hey, this microtransaction store, it's bullshit. It shouldn't be in the game, when the microtransaction store doesn't do anything. It's like, oh yeah, you can buy the currency that the game just gives you. You would be foolish to buy it anyway because the game just gives you it in such an abundance.
Yeah, but let's be honest. Think about that, right? What you said is the actuality of how it works. However, all it took was one person to go, oh, there's microtransactions. And then all of a sudden, people take that and they exuberate it and say, oh, it's pay to win. It's filled with microtransactions. Oh, and it just gets a bad taste in people's mouths.
100%.
It's a huge problem that not even just us as gamers, just us as people have, where we hear trigger words and we just completely like blow it way out of proportion of what it actually is.
Yeah, outrage tourism is the new word I heard for it around that time, because there was people that were commenting and saying this game's trash. Or they would come on my streams and say it. I'm like, well, have you played it? Like, no. I'm like,
Yep.
Well, okay. Yeah. There's one thing, man, you spend a lot of money on a video game nowadays. I've had a conversation about that too, where we don't really spend as much on video games as we think we do compared to how we used to. Like Ultima 7 cost $80-$90 when it retailed, and adjusted for inflation. Yeah, that's like $200. Yeah. But you spend a lot of money, so your prerogative on what you want for that game, that's up to you, man. Like, hey, if you want a game that is X, Y, and Z, and it's not that, but you spent your money on it, then it's your right to be upset for that thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I wanted a fighting game where Chun-Li just fucking puts her thighs in my face. Cool, well, that's just not here in Street Fighter.
I don't think I'd fight much. I don't think I'd fight much.
I don't think I do much. But it's like, if that's what you want, it's no one's place to vilify that, right? Like, because that's that's what you want out of the game. But if you don't play it and you don't buy into it, and you don't like it, you can also not like it. That's fine. But like, to kind of fling shit across the fence at it and say, well, this is a terrible game. Like, did you play it? No. Well, then you just think it's a bad game, right? Like, anecdotally, you don't like what the game has to offer, right? Like, I don't really like sports games. I don't think they're bad games. I just don't have an opinion on them because I just don't like them. So I move on from them.
I avoid sports games. Same reason. I'll play them like here and there, like, okay, just some bros playing a quick sports game. That's fun. Well,
NHL.
I played a lot of NHL SNES games, but I like Steam because if you post a review, it says like verified purchase, right? And then it also has hours played. My favorite is when somebody has like verified purchase, 2,500 hours, and they're like, game is god awful. And I'm like, why did you waste so much time then? What is wrong with you? Like,
just it gets boring. Like, for 2,500 hours, everything does.
Yes, it does. Yeah, after 2,500 hours, and not only that, like, if you hated it so much and you wrote this super long thing, like, why did you spend so much time playing the game?
Right.
It's the same that goes when, like, you see people in World of Warcraft that just are dogging on the game, and it's the same. They've been like, I've been playing this game for 20 years and it's just getting worse and worse. This is the worst game ever. And it's like, dude, it's okay. There's many other games out there. Like, just go play something.
Dude, I cannot stand two things. One, I blanked out there. Two things. One is review bombing is like, I love and I hate it. I love that we can now get developers to actively create change in a game within a week of its launch if it's shit by review bombing it. But I hate it because a lot of people review bomb it and never step the review back. Like, hey, they delivered on what you wanted. And I agree that, yes, the review bomb is there because it should have been there to begin with type of thing. Yeah. But I think Steam should put it, because the verified amount of hours played is because people were review bombing. Steam should put in a secondary thing here, like, hey, you put a negative review onto this game. You've come back and you've played 10 more hours of it. Has your review changed? Up or down? Yeah, that's it. And if you can change it to an up, it doesn't matter about the content of the review so much as that up or down. Because the down is what makes it mostly positive, overwhelmingly negative, all those things. So if you could just switch that from this to that after a review bomb, like when people went to review bomb, oh man, what is it? It's Starship Troopers, but redone. Oh man, it came out like 2 years ago. It was spreading democracy.
I can see it, but I can't. That
game. People loved that game. They had a situation. They review bombed the shit out of it, and they actually made a cloak out of the stats of the review bomb as like a joke. But they listened to the review bomb. But people didn't go and step back and change the reviews until quite a lot of like PSAs and like social sentiment came out. So that's that like double-edged sword of a review bomb.
I think also though they'll post a negative review after something bad happens, right? So I'm going to take Outlands, for example. This is something that happens if you hang out in the general Discord at all, or even my YouTube channel in the comments, you'll see people that'll be like, just got PK'd in Aegis 3. Sick of this shit. PKs are overrated. The key thing is
just your fucking game, Owen. is
the key phrase there is just got PK'd. So what I am assuming happened is that they got PK'd, they alt F4'd, and then they were like, fuck this game. And then they opened up YouTube, or they opened up the Discord and decided like, I'm done. And then sometimes they really are done, but often they're done for the night and they're logging right back on, or done for the hour. You know what I mean? And I understand, like, some people lash out and things like that, but I think my point in all that is that I think a lot of negative reviews come from a instant source of need for gratification based off of, I'm frustrated and I just need to lash out and I don't want to hit somebody. So I'm just going to talk shit.
One of the biggest
and I'm not
things
saying that not all bad reviews are bad.
No, I totally know what you mean. Where you're like, okay, you're playing the game, you're playing Witcher 3, and you had just been playing for 45 minutes, run to this location, roach bugs out, you fly up into the air, you fall, it's funny, you die, you're 35 minutes back in your autosave.
Yeah.
Fuck this, I'm closing this. You know what? And on second thought, fuck these guys, it happens. And okay, you work in sales actively right now. I used to work in sales. How many times have you gotten one of those emails that's basically, Pwncast, you're a piece of shit, so on and so forth? Rhetorical. You're like, I got one right now. You get one of those emails and you read it and you're like, cool. It's about all the things that I say to myself in the mirror every day. Awesome. And there's a part of you that just wants to press reply. Listen up. fucker, you know, started hard and heavy.
Yeah.
And I learned I learned like a trick that really helped me. And this is not something that people are going to be able to do, right? No one's going to write this. But in a corporate setting, they would. I'd press reply, I'd delete the sender, and I would write the fucking email I wanted to write. And then I'd let it chill in drafts, delete the draft an hour later, then write the email I should write, you know? And it's like, and we're guilty of that on everything, right? Like, how many times you've been cooking and something went wrong? You're like, I don't know why people cook. We don't need cooking. Who cooks? Who needs to eat food? No one needs to eat food. You know, like you just have that spiral where it happens. And the other thing too, I was going to mention is like, I've always hated this, and this is something that's really prevalent of. I don't want to say nerddoms or fandoms, but it's in everything. It's in Lord of the Rings. It's in Warhammer 40,000, which I'm a big fan of. It's in everything. Magic the Gathering. Blizzard games is a really good example. I've been playing this game for 20 years. You know, I've been in the suck. It sucks. Like, okay, but you're still here. You know, and it's like, I used to go to BlizzCons. I've been to 3 or 4 of them. Yep. And there'd always be tongue-in-cheek comments at the BlizzCon. I'm like, dude, you paid a lot of money to come here. You're from out of state. Right. I live close. You know, like, why are you doing like the Blizzard just over here fucking up? I'm like, you bought a plane ticket, a hotel room, and a BlizzCon ticket. Who fucked up? You know, like there's just that like that weird tongue-in-cheek level of like, my love for this fandom will be
jaded everything.
Projected through hate, right? Like it'll be, or at least like bitterness. Yeah. And I get it, right? Like you sometimes you play something, you love something, and things go one direction. Like I played Warhammer 40,000 for years. I started playing in 3rd edition. We're coming into the 11th edition. There's been editions where people are like, I fucking hate this game. I'll never play again. 9th would have been one of them. That was like a real low point. But people come back, you know, because there's a nostalgia attached to it. There is a love attached to it. There's all sorts of things that are attached to those things behind the bitterness.
Yeah, you know, I think of Ultima, for example. Outlands gets a shit ton of hate because it's not the way Ultima was back in the day. You know what I mean? It also gets a lot of love. Obviously, it's the most popular server in the world. But it gets a lot of hate because that's not the way Ultima Online is. And it's like, yeah, you're right. It's okay, though. Like, just... I think we're all... Mustache Gaming used to say this a lot. We're all chasing the dragon. We're all chasing the dragon, you know, trying to find that fix that we had when we were kids and we logged into Ultima Online the very first time, right? Right. And we died and we sucked and we were just garbage and all that stuff, right? But it was the most fun we ever had. And I think it's okay that the game is different, and it's the same with World of Warcraft. Yes, I enjoy the leveling in World of Warcraft better in classic version, and I like the end game in World of Warcraft in retail better. And that's okay, and I wish they could mix those two. For Ultima Online, I mean, personally, I don't know. You're taking a 30-year-old game, and you're giving it some much needed updates and TLC, and you're mixing it with some systems, player progression systems that actually give the game some longevity. Because the old Ultima Online, as great as it was, you know, it took us forever to get to 90 swordsmanship, and we thought that was fucking amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the deceit bone wall just hacking at things.
For years, you know what I mean? Like, you're hoping you could get 30 minutes in or whatever, you know, or what have you, and you gain 0.8. Like, oh shit, I gained 1.2 last night, man. I'm
put in a good day's work.
Yeah, right. I'm just sitting there, you know, just staring at the bone walls, hoping reds don't come in and kill you all. And everything. And then if you did die, it was chaos trying to find another katana so you could hit the boner wall again. You know what I mean? Like
that boner wall is what's getting me down, dude.
And you're just praying that somebody's trying to raise parry and you guys can all cross heal him. And I mean, dude, it was just like a nightmare. You know, just anything was a nightmare back in the day to get stuff set up. Nowadays, we have all these systems and like just internet etiquette, and like we all have gamified is the right term, I think, but gamified games to min-maxed them, whatever it is, to where like if a, and it happens every week, but if a brand new, like right at launch Ultima Online server, the way it was supposed to be, launched tomorrow, dude, everybody would know everything about it and people would be done with it in a month. That's the thing that people forget, I think, is that back then, man, it took forever to get anywhere, and we were building an empire. But once you built that empire, it was like you were logging in few and far between. It was a chat service, which is what you see in general Discord right now. Outlands gives us player progression systems, leveling, like, you know, I have a goal to hit 15 on every. It was 10 before. Now it's 15 on every aspect. You know what I mean? Like, that's something you can do. You couldn't do that back then. Like, my characters are maxed. I'm done.
Well, yeah, like, I mean, and they even realized that, and they added in progressions. Well,
Sure.
To be fair, once they added in the facet system with Trammel and Feluca, they did it because the game wasn't intended to have permanency. They were like, we want you to lose shit. So that there's basically a sink that's constantly sucking away all of your items and gear in death, permadeath. Well, not permadeath. Death once you lose shit. Well, insurance comes along. Oh, man, well, now we need people to have a way to progress in the game. And okay, now you've got artifacts you've got to chase. You've got your scrolls of power. If you're an animal tamer, you've got to go find the rare animals. Mm-hmm. And what I like about Outlands, so before I came to Outlands, I was playing Riches and Ruins. I don't know if I talked about this in part one.
The Secrets of Sosaria or whatever. I need to play that, man. Yeah. And we talked about Sanguine Jester. He's about to get going back on it. Yep. Okay,
cool. So we did bring that up. Yep. When I played that, though, I was like, all the tricks that I knew. Okay, I'm going to use musicianship to get my dexterity up. I'm going to go strike a dummy to get to 15 skill on each one of my non-combat skills or my combat skills that I'm not using to get my strength up. Okay, cool. I got those at where I want to do. I'll use Spirit Speak to get my intelligence to 25 and cap it. Like, I was doing the tricks that I used on OSI. But dude, I was doing those while I was working, when I was going to eat lunch. Like, you know, you put a book on your space bar and walk away type of thing.
Yeah.
And I remember when I started Outlands, Zemicus, shout out to Hex, he was telling me, hey, are you like role playing your skill gain right now? I'm like, what do you mean? I was just like trying to do my skill gain. He goes like, we all kind of use methods to get to 100 as fast as we can, right? Like, you use any kind of JSON script, you use any kind of whatever it is, because on Outlands, getting to 100 is like getting to a cap in a WoW. Now you get to play the real game.
Yeah,
and that's leveling up your aspects. That's the red line grind. It's getting more money so that you can buy better things, get access to all the customizations, like all those things that are intentional gold sinks within the game. That's the actual progression. And sure, there are some things where I'm like, damn, I wish that didn't cost me $3 million. But if it didn't, that's just money that I sit on, and eventually gets me closer to logging into a chat server every day.
Yeah.
And you know, I have bounced back and forth between, do I cover Ultima Online Outlands? Don't give a shit about the views. Just do it because I love it, for love of the game type of thing. I know Crazy Peon, something peasant.
Lazy Peon.
What's his name?
Lazy Peon.
There you go.
Yep.
He made a video. And around the same time he made a video, Nerdslayer Studios made a video. And I watched a lot of Nerdslayer. I found Outlands through Nerdslayer Studios.
Okay.
And if you don't know who he is, guys, he makes a lot of videos that are like death of the game. And he covers typically MMO deaths. But recently he's been covering like single player flops.
Yep.
And
great videos, by the way. Like, really good.
So, dude, amazing. Like every time I'm nostalgic for a game, I like to watch those. I'm like, this gives me a good, because I've been through most of the journeys of those games because I played through so many of them. But okay, well, if those two pretty large channels, they're about my size. I think Peon's larger than me and Nerdslayer's just below me. Okay, well, if I start to do it, maybe someone else does it. Maybe another person does it. And I agree with you on the sentiment that any press for UO is good press.
Yep.
But what are we seeing with WoW and EQ?
As far as, where negativity is catching coattails. WoW, not as much.
that they're shutting down private servers.
Oh, that's what you're
And
getting at.
I don't want to be
Yeah.
Ultima Online in 2026, like a video that makes, well, how is the game doing? And it's really an Outlands video.
Yeah,
And I never want Broadsword to go.
I would argue that, and the only reason I would argue that, not to say that you're wrong, but the only reason I would argue that,
I know that you would have a better stance in this than I would. So
no,
you're wrong, but yeah.
I mean, I can't say that. I'm not Broadsword. You know what I mean? Like, I have, nothing to do with them. I just strongly think it would be a terrible business decision for them, because Outlands gets more publicity, both through their content creators and through just a better solid product, man. And what happens is, and I can tell you, like, I could honestly, it'd be a fun video to make that I'll never make, I'm sorry, but it would be a really fun video to make if I went through and I went through all my DMs on Discord and my entire Discord of 4,300 people, or however many it is, in my Discord and that have came and left over the years, and found people that have been like, hey, I found Ultima through you. Again, I'm really excited to play this. I haven't played it in 20 years, 15 years, 10 years, 5 years, whatever it is. Right. I have a question, though. Your video talks about shelter. My shelter looks different than yours. And I find out that they're in Haven or in Ultima Online Retail. Oh. Or they find out that, oh, wait, Outlands is not like an expansion. I thought it was an expansion for the retail game. I was really excited. So you're telling me that you guys are on some weird private custom server. And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, okay, well, hey, thanks, but no thanks. I just want to play retail. I wanted to open up my bank and play my old character. Right. And there's complete understanding about that. And that's just people that have reached out to me. But I can tell you, when I was very active in making videos and like literally every single week and stuff it was happening daily, sometimes multiple times a day. It was wild. I have I get it, this might be like tooting my own horn, but it is what it is, and it's relevant to our conversation. But I have messages from Owen saying, you are the number one reason that people find Outlands today. And probably not now, because my content's down, but I'm still doing what I can or what have you. But either way, it's just that my point in saying that is that I think if it wasn't for Outlands, Ultima Online would, and I'm not saying they're doing great, would not be doing they wouldn't be at the point that they're at, if that makes sense.
I agree with you.
I mean, you look at...
I like the casual... Go ahead.
And here's a big thing that I can... You can... I can't say that you can, like, make this 100% black and white, but it's a pretty good tell. What's the... pretty good tell. Yeah.
Sign tell to sign to yeah. I got
you know what I'm trying to say is that...
Yeah, I'm in you.
You're... is that... Hold on. You didn't hear that, but they did. It was a little sound bit. But either way, is that when you look at content creation for Ultima Online, everything is Outlands. Everything is Outlands. And even if you take me out of the equation, everything is Outlands. If you look at streamers, because I only stream one night a week, 75% of it is Outlands. Yeah. So if you get rid of Outlands, the entire free marketing that Ultima Online gets is completely gone.
It's a great point.
I understand the standpoint for EverQuest, and because it's not the same. It's apples to oranges.
It's also, WoW is a healthy game still. It's not what it was, but it's still a healthy game. And EverQuest is, again, not what it was, but I would argue it is far healthier than UO.
Yeah.
Just retail UO. UO.
Yeah. EverQuest.
And you guys heard it here first. Now you know how he succeeds so well on Saturdays. He's in Owen's DMs. Say, Owen, here's some toe picks. Just don't let me get killed. But
throw me an extra 10 points if hit points that are secret.
I think too, man, it's like, I was going somewhere with this. My brain just blanked out right there. But Outlands, I think, is a step that we needed for UO without needing it, right? Or without knowing it, right? Like there was never a time when I was playing UO where like I could sure go for some leveled aspects right now. Like
Sure.
I no idea. And I think too, a lot of so when retail launched Legacy, is that the name of its like attempted weird throwback server? It made a throwback server called UO something.
Yeah, it was a new Legacy, and the problem is that they marketed it like it was going to be a classic
T2A server,
and it was when everybody was like going crazy over Warcraft Classic, and all these server games were making classic servers, and they didn't deliver that. And you had people like our best friend DM Wyvern who went all in, and he was just like, "Dude, this game isn't what I thought it was going to be. It's not fun."
Well, it also just like you said, all of us are like, cool, we're going to be able to play T2A or Renaissance, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
And one of the big conversation points during that time. So, for those that play Outlands, Outlands, the executable boots up a patcher, and then the patcher, you press play, it boots up a shell called Classic UO. Classic UO can connect to any UO server that allows it to. That allows it to. You put in an IP address. Outlands does this by default, but when you play Sosaria or Riches and Ruins, it uses the Classic UO shell. Yeah. They had talked about, hey, there's options in the settings that you can just have the IP, the target IP for whatever it is. They had talked about for Origin allowing people to use Classic UO, which removes the 14 frames per second. Because I played Outlands when it first came, or not when when I first jumped into Outlands, like this is great, but I do kind of miss like you said, my bank, my character that I've had since 1998.
Yeah.
And I booted it up and I was like, like you can't zoom, it's not optimized for modern displays, and it plays at 14 frames. So I was like, I'll restart in the brand new world of Outlands, and like, because I remember walking around Pravalia and being like, man, I just wish this was Britain, because I missed the Britain song or sound and everything, the music. And then I was like, ooh, maybe not so good. Maybe this exists better in my brain than it does in reality, right? Like it's like when you think there's a term for this, but your memories rewrite themselves to fit the modern lens that you look at them through. So you think of like Tomb Raider. When you played Tomb Raider originally, like, this is amazing. These graphics are amazing.
First thing I think of are Lara Croft's polygon tits.
Yeah, those cones of doom, dude. But if you remember it, like there's parts of it that like apply modern graphics to it. Like obviously not literal, but my point is it's like you still have the fascination that you did at that era. It's like you said earlier, like we're all kind of chasing that hype of like
the dragon.
How do I have that first login feeling of UO?
Yeah.
And it's like you're chasing that dragon.
Yeah. Yeah, man, to answer your original question to yourself really is I think you should do one video, man. One video. I don't think that it needs to be like a staple point of your of your channel or anything. But hey, it's your channel, so I can't tell you how to run it. You know what I mean? I'd love it if you made it a staple point of your channel, because that would generate so many more views. Like people coming here and hanging out and playing the game. But you just
want more people from the Ram Ranch Cowboys to go play other games with us.
Yes. Yes. I mean, hey, okay, here's the deal. I used to say it a lot, and I really meant it, is that I just wanted anybody and everybody that thought about streaming or making content to make content or stream Ultima Online Outlands. Like, I don't care what kind of content you wanted. And the reason why is because selfishly, I was at a point that I wasn't growing. Like I had reached, I had connected with the people that wanted to connect with me on Outlands. And the only way that I was going to grow was either one, branch out, which I've tried time and time again. And I just don't get that creative inspiration from any other game. Sometimes I wish I did, but I just don't, man. And that's how it is. Or Ultima Online Outlands grows significantly, and it brings more like-minded people that like my content and whatnot. And that's the reality of it. And so that's why it was like, okay, how can I grow Outlands without branching out? Well, we need more people to make content over Outlands. But that's the reality of it. It's like a market cap in a stock.
And you're like, now that I've got all this blackmail on you,
yeah. Now you better make a video. No,
make a fucking video.
No, but
so as someone who used to exist, hey, but first, hey, happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
So I only used to do Total War content.
Yeah.
And Total War content used to be the sole purpose of my channel. And I got to the same point of being like, oh man, I can't grow from here. Did I talk about this in part 1? I don't think so. I can't grow from here. I never thought, well, what if I get other people excited about this that are content creators and have them start making? I never thought of that. And I think this goes to your credit. I understand why you can't branch out to other games because truly there's like 3 other games that have ever existed that really have operated at the level that Ultima Online has, right? We look at Shadowbane, Darkness Falls, and the browser one that everyone loves.
Probably know if you said it.
RuneScape.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Those are really the only 3 games that have the level of like, honestly, shitheadery that you can pull in Ultima Online. You can be a thief and you can really fuck someone's day up. You can be a murderer and really fuck someone's day up. But you can also have as much freedom as you want in this sandbox of an MMO. Everything else is pretty much on the rails. And it sucks because you are truly the best streamer I've seen because you have an ability to really to entertain people. You have a good stream of consciousness. Good stream of consciousness. We're gonna stick with that one. And you've done a really good job of creating this atmosphere in your streams that I think is really hard to replicate in other games. What game can you really do? I mean, you could do a lot of good giveaways in Warframe.
Sure.
But Warframe is very PVM, it's very much like, hey, it's on the rails, you're going to do this. Once you're so good at the game to the level that you're good at Ultima, watching Warframe at that level induces seizures. Like it's just like everything's so quick.
Yeah.
Whereas I can be a layman or I can be a 20-year, 30-year UO vet and I can watch and appreciate your content on the same level. Right, like your stream specifically, right? Like, I can watch. Like, I watched. We had a board game night like 2 weeks ago. It was the week after that place we went to, New Orleans.
Yeah,
the weekend. And I just kept it on. And my friends don't play UO, but we kept on your stream, and they were having a great time.
That's hilarious.
Because it's easy to track what you're doing. He's fucking with this. They play video games, but they're like, he's fucking with this guy. He's stealing from him. I don't know what Invasmani means or Corpor, but I get that he's killing and healing. So, or they watched your tournament and it's like, they don't understand the mechanics of that tournament. And I had to I gave it 3 sentences of explanation, but it was all they needed to kind of latch in.
Yeah.
And I think, okay, let's say you decided to become a WoW streamer or a Final Fantasy streamer.
Yeah.
Those things, they don't lend themselves to giveaways on a wide level. The interaction, the communal interaction from an Ultima Online or any really old MMO is the community, right? That was the point of MMOs. That's the M in the MMO. And you made this claim or joke. I don't remember if we were streaming or what. They've taken one of those M's out. It's not really a multiplayer, let alone massive, right? It's just like a single player online game.
Yeah,
and
it really is. Yeah.
You okay, the community for WoW is, and we've talked about this before, how game to game communities are different. EQ is very role play heavy. Yeah. And you can role play in UO, you can role play in WoW. WoW is very tongue in cheek, I'm going to make a millennial Reddit joke and complain about imbalancing. And UO is shitheads. Everyone who plays UO is some level of shithead and expects a certain level of loss, you know, like, I went out, I lost shit. It's like playing an extraction shooter, but an MMO.
Yeah. And the people that don't are severely disappointed. Like that's the game. Yeah.
Right. But it's just the community that you've propped up with UO, you would never be able to do with another game.
I agree.
Because the games don't hinge themselves on it. You know, it's not the driving force of them. And that's, I think, the biggest issue with them.
Yeah. The key factors are that the people in my chat are the people in the world that I run into. I can, you know, it's like, oh, there's too long. Give him a little spin. He spins back, and then he says, "Hey, Pwn," in chat. You know what I mean? And then I run on down, and I steal a water core from a guy. He gets pissed off. He chases me. I escape, or getting killed. He comes into my chat and says, "Fuck you, Pwn." You know what I mean? And I'm like, yeah, fuck you too, buddy. You know what I mean? Like, you know, let's take a shot or whatever. And it's that level of community involvement. I've always said this. Find a game that I can steal from somebody, run from them, and add voice chat, and I'm in heaven, dude. I thought Mortal Online 2 was going to be that game. I really did.
A lot of people did. I
literally bought a brand new computer, upgraded my computer, set money aside before it was coming out, like $20 this month, $20 this month. You know what I mean? Like built up savings for this computer, for the game. And hey, I had a great time. Don't get me wrong. I made some good content. I streamed some good content, made some videos. It was a good time, but it ended up not being that game. But like, give me a game that I can not I'm a chat first person, right?
Sure.
I want to watch chat. I want to interact with chat, and I want to interact with the game that chat is living in. I don't want to build my character and have people watch me build my character. I want to play with that's me. I just want to entertain, man.
Dude, and that's Chuang was saying this in New Orleans. You are a born entertainer, and like it's present. Whoever's watching this right now, sound off in the comment section. How many of you watch Whiskey Saturdays as like not an event, but like a planned experience? Like if I'm not going out, I know I'm watching Whiskey Saturdays with the One Guild. We're all in voice chat. All of us, we can sometimes hear the feedback of you on each respective mic. That's an experience, right? Like, and I know a lot of people are usually tuned in at Saturday. They know they're going to be streaming. Like, I want to know how many people. Leave a comment. See, as a fellow YouTuber, you see what I'm doing now? I'm creating engagement. Leave a comment though, and let it be known. Like, do you watch this motherfucker because you know that Saturday it's going to be a good time? At bare minimum, you're going to watch him get really drunk and yell at someone and have a rant. It's my favorite thing.
Yeah. It's fun. It's fun. But no, I mean, and Ultima is the perfect sandbox for that. But I am serious, and I say this quite a bit. Like, I hope the day comes when a game just makes me say, I don't got time to play Ultima Online because I'm having too much fun playing this. Whiskey Saturdays have migrated from Outlands to this. And people are like, how dare you? But to me, that's silly. Like, I'm not married to the game. You know, why wouldn't I want something more fun than I'm having already? You know what I mean? Like, I respect the community and I love the community. Don't get me wrong. But I also wouldn't be upset if I found something more fun.
Well,
it's not happening.
I think you wouldn't be upset if you found an evolution. Right? Like,
sure.
Because in moments you can find games that are more fun, that are more fun, right? Like we're having fun playing World of Warcraft. We've had fun playing EQTLP, Diablo. Like we've had fun in those scant moments here and there, but like we always come back to UO. You know, like it's always it's like, oh, you can go out and have your fun. but I'll be here. You know, like UO's always waiting for you when you come home.
100%. I am not the guy that's going to sit here and be like, I am in a monotonous relationship with Ultima Online Outlands. It's the only thing I play, but I branch off to maybe leave Outlands one day. That's not it at all. Like, I just also am I play other games as well, and I enjoy other games. But I know that I can have debauchery and fun and create entertainment from Ultima Online Outlands where I can't do that. Like imagine me trying to do anything like what I do in Diablo. It just doesn't fit.
No, absolutely.
It doesn't fit my stream. Does it fit for other people? You know, I watched your stream. I had a fucking ball last night. You know what I mean? I enjoyed it.
But
it's just completely different. It's a different TV show. You know what I mean? It's a different TV show.
It's also how I propped my content up.
Yes.
You watch my content knowing I'm going to play the game. I'm going to say some unhinged shit like I do in chat. Yeah. And I'm also going to we're going to talk about exploring mechanics. That's just what I do.
Yeah.
Yours is let me create chaos in the game and let me have fun with that. And so you sent me a textual message on Monday or Tuesday, and you asked me.
Yeah, that's right. We text.
We got texting going. We used to email. We used to email, but we moved to texting.
We've moved on. You could say things are getting pretty serious.
These are pretty good. Civil union incoming. But you asked me, would you ever make a game and try to hey, I've got my YouTube channel, but what I really do is this. And my response to Pwn was, I've always wanted to make a game company called Nostalgia Games. I told him I want to basically make a point and click adventure, build not notoriety, but build a claim off of that. Then the game I want to make would be basically an extraction shooter, Ultima Online, that has instances kind of like Dark and Darker, but you can steal from people. You can just go and craft. You can just go gather. You can just go and kill stuff. And it's that used to be UO's systems didn't used to be so uncommon. Right. Now they're so uncommon. Yeah. And, we ended the first section on this, coming back around a million hours later, talking about how developers listen too well to community sometimes, the vocal minorities.
It was actually 54 minutes ago. Just
perfect. See?
Yeah.
Perfect. Yep. And without going into that conversation about WoW and everything, it's that developers have listened too much to communities. Not all the time. There's great community feedback, and we have to have a dialogue between communities and developers. Yeah. But I feel like we've gotten to a point where it's hey,
loud majority takes control.
Yeah.
Or loud minority, I should say.
Vocal minority. Yeah, loud minority. They take control, but also it's so I covered Crimson Desert, and I loved Crimson Desert, and Crimson Desert is so fun. Yeah. Got a lot of pushback when it first came out. But now we're seeing that people love it because it's got all of these layers that are just not in the conventional gamosphere right now, right? The conventional, you log in, here's a tutorial, here's how this works. Oh no, the city is under siege. Go and save the liege from the siege. And you're like, okay, I'll go through this theme park, this rail system. And I mean, think of a modern open world game like a Jedi Fallen Order or a Jedi Survivor. Those games are roughly on the rails. You can go anywhere in this circle. That's it. Yeah. It's you're constrained.
And you're climbing everywhere. You climb a lot.
You always
are climbing.
Fucking climbing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But very few games just go, here you go.
Yeah.
And to be fair, they don't do that anymore because video gaming used to be such a niche thing. Hey, if you played video games, you were probably also some sort of developer or worked in software.
Yep, or you're just a big nerd.
Yeah. And now it's hey, you know what? I play Call of Duty. That's the only game I play. Okay, well, we those games need to exist, but it's
I laugh at those people that call themselves gamers.
I've hated that for years. But it's also one of those things where that's why I think there's a push in the industry of we have to have games be accessible. Then why is From Software so popular? why are Soulsborne games so popular?
Yeah.
And Soulsborne is never going to be like an Ultima Online because it's not the same game.
Right.
But you are dropped in a world, you're told very little, and the world is extremely punishing. So it's clear, it's evident that in the gaming industry, there is a huge outcry for that.
Yeah.
And it baffles me. Like I know Ricky Garriott came back and made Shroud of the Avatar, which was a Kickstarter in like 2013 or something. Yeah. And it did not do well. He like absconded with the money for a little bit, then came back and funded it, and it flopped. And it's like, okay, are we just not ready for another Ultima game? Or are we ready for a true sandbox again? Like it's a really weird thing because you get a game like a sandbox like Crimson Desert and you get a lot of critical pushback, like critics don't like it. And it causes floundering. And then we are like, oh, what do we do? I've rambled because now I'm drunk.
No, I mean, dude, that's exactly it. Sandbox games that are challenging are difficult to sell because, again, you take World of Warcraft, for example. The game is simple, and it's doing amazing. Diablo, let's be honest, Diablo is simple up until you get into in-game stuff, and even then, it's pretty simple. You just die instantly.
Find the mathematically super strong build and just go through.
Yep. You look at gaming culture in general. I mean, dude, there's people that have followed my channel and watched me stream for years. And they're like, yeah, I've been watching you for years. I've been watching every video. I've been reading the wiki. I just don't know if I'm ready to jump in yet. I don't know. Should I make a dungeon log picker? You said Arcane's a big thing. And it's like they are just information overload because they don't want to make the wrong choice and they want to make sure that they pick the perfect template before they get going. And I think that this day and age, man, if a game is not perfectly simple and casual, friendly, that people get so into the weeds for all that shit. And they get like choice paralysis, parallel
analysis paralysis.
Yeah, and even honestly, I'll say it. Even Outlands is becoming very simple. Anybody, if you got 20 links or above, the game's fucking easy, and it pisses me off, man. It really does. It sucks.
Like, fuck you.
No, but it is like after 20 links, it's just like it's super like you walk down to a regular dungeon and you whack on some things a few times and they die, and you're just like it feels like a slow Diablo to me, which is why.
I played for a year and I'm at 14 links, so that's a large investment still though. Sure, but once you hit 20, you end up like melting regular dungeons. And then that's why I latched onto time so much when it came out. I was like, ooh, this is a challenge. I stepped on the wrong tile. It wasn't about how many links I had or my aspect, although that helped, but it wasn't solely about that. It was, I screwed up and I wiped my entire group because of it. Right.
And for some people, that's like, oh God, you mean you killed all 12 people that you were with? And they probably hated you and wasted 3 hours of y'all's time. And it's like, yes. To me, that's fun. That is fun. I enjoy that. I don't like this way gaming is going of let's melt everything on the screen, make it easy. And that's not me, man. I want challenges, which is, I mean, if... It's funny because if people could go and look at mine and your DMs and we were talking about Diablo, that was my big thing about Diablo. I'm just like, dude, I love Diablo. I love the story. I play the story and I quit because things literally melt. That's what's happening right now. I don't know how to get to Torment 1. I'm on whatever the last one is right now. And things literally, I throw my blessed hammer and it dies. And I'm just like, dude, I need an Italian Spartacus to figure out how to go to Torment.
So go ahead and press U. It'll bring you to your seasons menu. You'll go ahead and press open. You'll see at the top of season 2, it'll say you got to go here. You press open map, it'll tell you where to go.
Okay, make that more accessible, Blizzard. Just FYI, let me know.
Yeah, force me into it. But to hit both of these subjects real quick. Firstly, I'm going to throw my friend Jake under the bus. My friend Jake, real world friend, who was watching you stream the other day. he just got analysis paralysis. He got, well, what do I do? How do I start Outlands? I'm like, just dude, it's got the templates. Just choose one of those templates, play with things, learn the systems, and then evolve from there. Changing one skill from 0 to 120, let's just say, at most is going to take like, let's just say 3 days, like I'm not assuming it's a crafting skill, but any of the skills you're going to use to go hunting something, it's going to take a day, give or take, like depending on what it is. I said, just choose one and you'll go. And well, I want to be this guy who throws potions and does this stuff. I'm like, well, that's the thing. Just do alchemy and swords and do this. I know, but what about this? Like, I was reading that this is really good. I'm like, it doesn't fucking matter.
Right.
Like, and I think that this is such a poignant thing is that people they're afraid to not be the best, but they will never be the best. You're chasing a dragon, right? Like you and me play video games for a living. Me more so because it's my full-time job. Don't forget it. No, I'm just kidding. But I mean, like, I'm not good at video games. I'm really good. I mean, I'm pretty good at some games, but I'm really good at understanding systems. And that's what my content's about. I'm never going to be able to make like this melts Pit 100 Diablo T12. I'm just not that guy. I'll never be that guy by virtue of how I just move from game to game. And I'll never be someone who's playing at an MLG level. And I think we just have to be okay with that. If you have a wife and a kid, maybe multiple kids, you got just a dog even, it doesn't matter. Whatever your responsibilities are, if you're really only putting in 2-3 hours a day, yes, it can be fun to play the best build that's out there. But did you ever play BioShock?
Yeah.
The premise of BioShock is the game plays you. Mm-hmm. And at that point, are you just playing someone else's game? Like, hey, you know what? Pwncast's got a build up. I'm just playing Pwn's game right now, basically. Rather than I'm playing a game that allows me. Iwar does this all the time. The GM of One, he has a character that does macing, mining, and he runs through dungeons, and all he does is mine.
Yeah.
And when murderers come up on him, he's like, I'm really heavy. And I'm like,
yeah.
That's creepy, dude. I like it.
Yeah.
That's what's cool about this game.
Yeah.
And that analysis paralysis is so invasive in gaming culture right now because we're so surrounded with, and you and I are symptoms of it. Or,
we're problems.
Problems. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like I have literal videos that say, this is the ultimate Baldur's Gate 3 barbarian class video that you'll ever need in your entire life. Those things exist because I understand the toxic system that YouTube has created. Yep. If my video title is just, this is this is an okay template. You could use this. Extensive barbarian guide.
Yeah.
For Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
Someone's going to go, oh, seems like an extensive guide. But above me is the best build you'll ever need.
No, they're going to scroll past it. They're not even going to say, oh, extensive. They're just going to go, oh, next one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like you've got those things that exist and people like, the best is just a one click away. Let me just learn whatever the best is. And, I only have 2 hours and it's fun to watch things delete on the screen. Yeah. But then you realize that it's like, I'm just playing someone else's thing. I jumped into that as quickly as I could. And now I don't really get to play the game that I paid $70 for, right. Like and you have to remember too, that developers develop these games and you have to assume that they love the games that they're developing. Yep. So one developer, let's just use UO as an example. One developer loves mace fighting. Mace fighting has struggled through the majority of UO until they put in weapon skills for concussive blast or concussive hit to make you just melt mages. But mace fighting in Outlands, mace fighting has gone up and down,
Sure.
Well, really the best thing is to use sword to go with the bleed build, use the damage to bleed links, and do this. Like, yeah, but I just wanted to use mace fighting. Yeah. Well, you're leaving 4% damage on the table. It's like 4% of what? We use these terminologies to describe that one build is not optimal or viable, which is terms I absolutely hate because the term viable just means it can be done. Right?
Yes, and people think viable means the best, and for so many people, I'm not going to get on a soapbox. Go ahead, please go.
But dude, in our original part 2, we did like an hour and a half.
About viable?
45 minutes of that were us like ranting about
I hate the word viable. It's a trigger word for me. Because people are fucking idiots when they say that. Sorry, let's keep going. Yeah.
But my point is, it's like you leave so much of the game on the table. Dude, I just leveled up cartography for the first time so I can make a fisherman to go out and mib. Mib is message in a bottle for those that don't know. And I'm having a blast.
Sure.
I'm over here just like tossing nets, getting stuff, killing things. I'm like, this is great.
So speaking of suboptimal, I had my PK bonbons, is the same as my dog Bonbon, and my orc warrior in World of Warcraft. He's got spirit speak, he's got parry, and he's a red, and he farms in wilderness locations. And when people show up, I kill them. It's so fun. I'm like void level 8. And you know, codexes are doing well and all that. Dude, I'm just murdering people when they show up. Is it the best PvP build? Hell no. Is it the best PvM build? Hell no. But I'm having so much fun.
Yeah, you see, and that's the thing, right? Like, you can play this game. And I think to Daddy Owen's credit, or what's his nuts? Starts with a T.
Trank?
Huh?
Trank is like the client developer.
Oh, who's like the code master? Who like works on all the balancing?
Luthieus.
Luthieus does not start with a T.
Yeah,
that's like a T upside down. But Luthieus, I don't know, whichever does it. But hey, you know what? Tracking was really just not ever used. So we're going to give it a damage buff. So now it applies to everything. Like, what a way to make like tracking and camping and to make these skills that are not viable applicable.
Yeah.
To builds that it's like, okay, well, if you want to do this, like, hey, cooking or how, dude, I have, ever since I made a crafter and I did a tailor, I was like, I'm going to do fire aspect. I'm going to do wrestling, and I'm going to make my own armor and have all that reactive damage. Like, it's not good, but that exists. That play style is a thing, you know? Yeah. And it's like,
for a while, it was kind of funny. I think it was right when either Wildlands or I don't remember which expansion, but reflect damage was broken. It was so broken, dude. Yeah, it was broken. They had to tune it down like almost instantly. It was wild, but it wasn't due to tailoring. I made a video of like a fire monk with tailoring. Fun template. And then it was always when people would reach out to me and be like, yeah, you could probably pick something else other than tailoring if you don't want to spend the money. But it's there. It's there. Because the actual damage from tailoring was not that great. But again, though, it just goes to say, like, who's to say that you're not out there, you know, skinning your monsters, making your own armor, tailoring it up, and it's still helping to like do the damage, and you get to make your own armor and punch shit. Like,
yeah, I mean, fun. Like my like the reason I did it was because I had a tailor character, my tailor crafter for societies, and I was like, this character's gonna sit here. Like, why don't I do something fun with it?
Yeah.
And dude, my very first UO character had fencing and tailoring just because I'm like, I'm gonna make robes, you know?
yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna stop me. I'm gonna dye them solid black, you know? Like, it's just that's what this game was supposed to be, and I think that is something that I hate about gaming, is that it's always like, well, let's distill things down to the 5 or 6 good things.
Yep.
And fuck everything else.
Right. And then everybody cries for balance. But here's the deal. If they're like, you know, people will be like, oh, God. And it's not just this, but I'm going to use this as an example. Like, God, Earth is so bad. Earth needs balancing. It needs a buff. Earth needs to be way better. Cores are 2,000 a core. And it's like, yeah, you're not wrong. But at the same time, like, let's have some choice. You know what I mean? Amish Hammer, he ran Earth and he killed it with Earth, and he was like a really good player with Earth aspect. And he was like, yeah, dude, my cores are 2,000 to 4,000 gold per, and yours are fucking 40, and I'm still doing good. You know what I mean? And it's just, if things were balanced, meaning that Earth was just as good as air, and air was just as good as frost, and everybody did the exact amount of damage, then why are we playing a template builder? Why not just pick an action RPG game that's completely linear? You know what I mean? Like, and you don't get to pick any of that.
You know, and this kind of, we've talked about this a little bit, but so my friend Dark Shaman, who's in X Guild, he made a tamer, and with the tamer patch, and I have had a tamer before, and then I made a second one on my main account because I did not understand how link experience worked, and I learned that the fucking hard way. But I was telling him like, yeah, these are the things you do, this, and this. And he goes, why? It's just what people say. He's like, okay, well, I'm just going to go on test, and I'm actually going to test this. And he spent time and he tested. He goes, that's not right. That's not right. This is actually how this works. Your attack speed is not this. It's this actually. Yeah. And he took the system. It's the same thing we've talked about with World of Warcraft, right? When WoW launched, Arms Warrior was the way you're supposed to go because you got two-handed weapons, the big crunchy damage numbers, super good. Then there was that one guy that you talked about. Said, oh, well, he found out that to hit was just broken. Made a Fury Warrior, banked onto hit, and broke molds and topped everything. Yep. And it's like Earth isn't good because people who don't test it say it's good, not good. Sure. That's sure. If you go on the ocean, people say run Fortune armor or run Fortune and lightning. And if you can't, run a cheap thing like Earth because it does AoE damage and it's pretty passable and it's a cheap aspect. It's like the only like real aspect that sucks when it comes to a weapon is fire because all it does is just do more damage. Like I want it to be cooler. It's my favorite aspect. But it's like there's an application for everything. And I think in the more recent years we've gotten to a point, or more recent months, like how they've pushed things into a better, like, not canal. That's not the word I want to use.
Tunnel vision.
Tequila, dude.
Tunnel vision. But most people just want a glass cannon of like, I am killing stuff as fast as I possibly can. There's a bunch of front end damage as well as sustain. And that's all I care about. And I'm not worried about random encounters, XYZ that happens.
Yavi, our good friend Yavi, who's in Squeeze and we played at EQTLP with.
I miss him. I talked to him today about EQ Legends, actually.
He's a piece of shit. If you're watching this, Yavi, fuck you.
Fuck you, Yavi. Yeah.
Nicest guy in the world. Yeah. But Yavi, he got me. I already had a backstabber, but he taught me a lot about backstabbing. And I was like, well, I run this build, and it's the backstab build. Like I got this stealth, forensics, whatever. He's like, oh, well, I do this. I use alchemy and I use healing. So if I don't kill it, I can just sit there and throw fisticuffs. Or if someone wants to like throw down on me, I can actually fight back. And I was like,
yeah.
That's like not the meta, so I don't know what the fuck you're thinking you're doing right now. But it's like that's a really good example of like I'm taking an existing template and morphing it with the sandbox and still playing by the quote unquote rules of the template. And I'm just as effective, if not more effective, than someone who's going hard the paint on stealth with magic ID. Maybe
you're looking for a perfect you're looking for a perfect world, and then that's what creates this. Reds are overpowered. Hold on, are they, or are you just the idiot that? Because we all get 720 skill points, and how we choose to use them is up to us. To me, that's balance. That's balance with a choice.
Sure.
That's it.
I mean, I know we talked about this in the part 2 that didn't land. But I know people talked about insurance, but insurance just pays. Look at you little gopher. Like, you snatch those things up. Yeah, you take that bite. Oh, daddy.
I got a salad.
This thing just got demonetized. But it's like, I think that murderers are not an issue. And
no, not at all.
God, who was the individual that you showcased in a stream like 2-3 weeks ago? Who's Edward, like, hey.
Oh, Edgar Martinez. Edgar Martinez, Outlands Overwatch.
And I love that he wants to do an Outlands Overwatch, but I don't like that. And this is nothing against Edgar. It was something that he said specifically, and I'm taking it out of context.
Everybody's opinions are opinions. It don't matter. Go ahead.
But he was just saying, like, this way we can shut down murderers. Sure. And I'm like, I don't want that. That's part of the risk reward of this game. That's part of the intentional sink of this game. Like a gold sink is meant to balance an economy.
Sure.
Well, you have murderers as another form of a sink. And those things are crucial because I went through puberty, my voice cracked. But the difference between a murderer, or a red killing you and you dying to it is usually like magic resist, or you didn't have 100 swords. It's
I'm going to go on a limb and say it was Netflix.
And yeah, you were not even paying attention to the TV, to the actual game.
That's 90% of people dying.
Yeah, but it's like the person who, like, you're hunting monsters to hunt. They're hunting you to hunt.
Yeah.
And, I was playing with Patty Mayonnaise, best bard in Outlands, last night. And he was saying, I was watching a stream and he was like, yeah, dude, it was just cool to see like a pack of reds went back and used a distro chest. So I was like,
yeah.
I didn't think of it. Like, of course, yeah. Why wouldn't you? You know, like I didn't even think of that. It's like you go out with your friends and you use a distro chest. Yeah, well, so do they because they're hunting you. You know, like it's such. I was like, oh shit! It completely like blew me out of my seat.
I would argue, and I'm gonna say this by knowing that PVMers are gonna completely disagree with me. They really are. I mean, people that are day in, day out in the dungeons will disagree with me. PvPers will agree and some won't. But magic resist, as helpful as it is not the like end all be all that people act like it is. I can run a PVM template with magic resist, which I would. Pretty much all my templates have it now. And I can run it with like a minimized amount or less or whatever. And it's more of knowing who you're fighting. And most PKs, especially in groups, are mages, right? And knowing to off screen and things like that. But sometimes, I'll be honest with you, you get 3 reds, 2 reds, whatever. One flags on you, one doesn't, and the other one's just teleporting to get in an optimal position. You're fucked. That's just the way it is. There's nothing you can do about it. If you have 100 magic resist shit, if a power scroll landed in your bag that doesn't even exist on Outlands and you had 120, you'd still be fucked. Just because of positioning and things like that. But I can't say this enough that most people that are upset about PKs don't care to learn how to fight against them.
Yeah.
They don't care to say, what did I do wrong there? Most of them will come into general chat on Discord or wherever and say, mages are overpowered. He killed me with 1 spell. He didn't kill you with 1 spell. He stood there and he channeled 4 spells for 7.5 seconds, and you stood there while you were still watching Sex in the City on your second monitor. You were literally watching, because you can go back to 90% of red PKing montages, not factions, that's different. Like, you can go into like PKing montages videos. You're going to notice something. You're going to notice that at least half, if not more, of the people that they're fighting stand there while they load an entire dump. They don't move. They just eat it. And they only leave when they start to take damage. But if they were to be like, okay, he casted telekinesis and he casted explosion, they were delayed spells, I need to leave when I see that telekinesis. Let him waste 40 mana on the evil. You know what I mean? Like, it's learn. Like, you're not going to start out good at anything, but just like figure it out.
But okay, so like I remember I was making my PvP template and I was asking you, like, do I go like 100 magic resist or 80? You're like, it's negligible. And for those watching, and
80 to 100, it's like 4 or 5 points of e-bolt damage.
Yes.
It's not much.
So for people that don't know this, 80 magic resist creates a damage reduction variable, 10% at the least, up to 30%. So let's just assume you hit me, and I know that's not going to be this much, a 50-point e-bolt. Then that at most could only reduce 15 of those points from it, right? Sure. So it's like 15 of those points are 5 points, 5 to 15. That's your variance. And if I put 100 points in, that's 12.5% to 37.5%. You know, so it's like you're wasting 20 points. But
2.5% difference. It's not much.
Yeah, exactly. It's like even if I had just 50 points into it, that is 6.5 to 18.8%. So it's like it's easy to say that, well, I don't have resist spells. That's why I'm dying in all my engagements. But like you said, it's line of sight. It's knowing, like, most PKs don't run med. So once they do a full dump on you, so here's the most humiliating situation I've ever had. And it's what told me I need to learn PKing more. I don't know the guy's name, unfortunately. He was a thief. He was camping at a vendor. If you guys don't have a vendor purchase character, make a vendor purchase character or always send to bank. But I went and bought, let's just say 30 cores. I don't remember what it was, but it was cores in an abundant amount, upwards to 200K. And he stole. Name comes up next to me, Gray. And it's kind of like playing extraction shooters. If you're not frosty, you're kind of like, oh shit, I'm getting shot.
Panic sets in.
Oh shit, I'm getting shot, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, name pops up to me, Gray. I'm like, huh. Oh, so it's like the cores in my bag. There were so many that he didn't get all of them in one go. Oh, it was MCDs, or master crafting diagrams.
Sure.
He didn't get all of them in one go, but he'd already set a last object. So I ran away after realizing that he got 2 steals on me. I'm like, oh shit, ran. And then he got a third one on me. And I was like, fuck. So I switched over to my PK character. And it was just a character that was kind of somewhat geared for factions. Yep. Came back to where he was, revealed him. And I dumped a whole rail on him. So an explosion, telekinesis, and E-bolt.
Yeah.
Just G-healed through it.
Yeah, that's it. Well,
and I was out of mana. And he spun around me, stole reagents from my backpack, and was punching me to death. And I was so humiliated. I was like, I'm a fucking idiot. I need to learn how to do this better. Like I just made myself look like an idiot. And it's that's a moment where I'm like, I got dunked on and I needed to learn from.
I'll tell you 80% of PKs would do exactly what you did in a PvP fight. They know those 3 spells, and they'll just continue to e-bolt after until they're out of mana or the person dies. If I know this is a hard pill to swallow, but if more people get involved in Arena, they will fucking dominate PKs. Or if PKs got involved in Arena, then they would not die as much as they would, and anybody that tried to fight them, they'd easily dominate them back. And the reason why is because of interrupts. You learn how to interrupt. You learn how to keep people in cycle. You learn your adrenaline is still there, but it settles down a little bit, and you kind of you're like, okay, he's casting E-bolt. I need to hit S on my keyboard, harm him. He's interrupted. Now he has a recovery time that's higher, and I can load another one. There's nothing he can do. Shoot an E-bolt at him, he's fucked. You know what I mean? Like there's that rock, paper, scissors that happens there that 80% of PKs don't understand. It's funny because I never realized it until I got involved in the PvP scene of that PKs are fighting PVMers. They're fighting PVMers that don't know how to PvP. And in my head, I was just like, before I got involved in the PvP scene, I was just like, that's okay. That makes sense, but like, is that really big of a difference? Now that I've gotten involved in the PvP scene, I'm like, holy shit, these guys are fucking good. I'm not as badass as I thought I was. You know what I mean? I was just beating asses of people that didn't know shit. But I am one of those people that's like, okay, what am I doing wrong? How can I get better? Blah, blah, blah. And I learned how to get in arena. And by the way, rank 7 right now in the arena for the server.
Hey, I saw that little thing on your paper doll.
Yeah. Arena rank trophy too. But I don't have any other trophies, but an arena one. That makes me happy. But, now it really has. It's made me phenomenally better. I look at some of these old clips of me dying to somebody, and I'm just like, fuck, dude, I could have just magic arrowed.
That would never happen to this punk.
That's it. But at the same time, I'm not great. Don't get me wrong. In the grand scheme of good PvPers, I am subpar, dude. I am subpar. But I have a better understanding. You know what I mean? And I think just a little. I mean, people spend so much time trying to increase their damage 2%, 3%, 4%, or whatever. Take a week and just learn how to PvP, and you'll be running around with wrestling on a mage character and no resist, and you're not even worried about it. You're just like, yeah, whatever, dude. I have eval. I don't care. I'll fuck you up. Come here.
It's like when you watch like.
I mean, I kill people with 40 eval no med on my thief. You know what I mean? Like that's the reality of it. Sorry, go ahead.
But I mean, seriously, yeah. Like it's like that. It's like you don't like. Okay, I know the combo, right? I know the rail. I know the telekinesis, this and that. And it's like think of watching like Dragon Ball Z when you were a kid, watching the Saiyan saga, and just like Krillin going to town on Nappa, like. So it's like the same thing, right? You cast your telekinesis, you cast your explosion, you cast your e-bolt, and then the smoke settles, and Nappa just walks out of it. You're like,
yeah.
Do I cast E-Bolt again? What do I do?
Yeah, that's it.
I'm just going to heal myself. I'm scared.
Yeah. It's the truth, man. And then they run, and then they just run, and you're just like, okay. And it's all because greater heal's 11 mana and E-Bolts are 20, and you can greater heal through 2 E-Bolts, so 40 mana gets beat by 11 mana. It's math. You know, that's really what it ends up being. So, I don't know. You're spending so much time on PVM knowledge. Learn a little bit of PvP. It's a PvP game. I mean, and no matter how hard people want to say that Outlands is not a PvP game, it is.
It's Ultima, so it's a PvP game, you know?
Yep. And you know what? During Torches, I call it Torches, but during holiday drops, I play it like a PvP game. I have my spot that I'm farming, and when people come down to it, I murder them, or I get them killed. Like, and they're like, what the fuck? I'm unsubscribing. And I'm like, well, you obviously don't watch my shit because this is what I do.
Kill people.
This is what I do, dude. Like, you know, that's kind of how it is. But anyways, dude, so you know what? They've got some like patches that have came out recently. You know, they've got a big PVM patch coming up soon. When nobody knows. You know, there's rumors for it being in, I don't know, whenever. I'm not even going to say it, but you know, today or maybe it was yesterday, they dropped a patch of the ability, which was needed after the last one, but the ability to turn in 15 bronze links into a silver, which is great, you know, because they got rid of all the Slayer links, which I'm a fan of. I personally am a fan. Agreed. I always hated, you know, when I would do a template video. And it was just like, all right, your first 10 are going to be a Slayer link. All right, now on to the interesting stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it just felt like a given and stupid. And so now it
were
adds
they all the
a little
same
bit.
Percentage?
Well, there was bronze, silver, gold, corrupted. You know,
but like, okay, were all bronze dungeon links the same percentage? For example,
yeah. Like time was the same as crawl, and crawl was the same as Aegis. Yeah, if it was bronze, so it was whatever.
22% damage buff or whatever it was.
Yeah, it was just kind of dumb. You know what I mean? There really wasn't any thought process in there, and I hated it. And so when they deleted them, I was happy. I understand, you know, some people. Probably the biggest counter argument to that I saw that made a lot of sense was people would be like, man, like, my goal in the game has been to get a gold for every dungeon. And so I would farm and save money and buy a gold link. And that was my carrot on a stick. And you've taken that away. You know what? That's a very valid point. However, they did it in a anticipation of druids and spell chaining and all this new shit that they're about to put out. They were like, dude, this is way too powerful if we have all this. It just doesn't make sense.
Agreed.
And I can respect that. And I'm glad that they gave a reason to it. I think with patch notes, the most important thing you can do is have a reason at the end of it.
Yeah, like a dev note. Yeah.
Yeah, like, hey, we reduced this by 6%, and this is why. Not just we reduced it by 6%. No.
Right.
Let us know why. What was your head? What was your thought process? And they did that with that, and I think that was a good one. So to everybody out there,
I noticed that Outlands doesn't really do, which is good. Okay, you and I have been playing WoW. We brought up so many times in this podcast. How many times do you read a WoW patch notes and it's like Unholy Death Knight 25% bonus to its entire arsenal? You're like, Jesus Christ, 25 fucking percent?
Yeah.
Like, Outland, this is probably the most drastic change I've seen from Outlands that affects the PVM in the time that I've played it. Like as far as like, hey, we took away a large damage vehicle for you.
Yeah,
And-
it's big. I mean, other than like an expansion or something, I would say
Right.
yes. You're right. Yeah.
And I think it's like that's the way you balance. Like so when I played Total War, I used to talk to the developer who did the balance on it, and he would only do like little tiny like what is that? What am I doing right now? Like just slight turnings of a knob. He'd be like 1 or 2% because he knew that would expand across a larger platform once you add in all the buffs you can do and stuff like that. He's like, if I buff it by 50%. And you add a bunch of buffs that increase it by 200%. Well, now it's got a 250% buff to its damage.
Yeah.
He's like, I just wanted it to have like 5% more across the board. So I did a little bit here. I think little buffs like that, I think are big. And there are definitely times where I've seen metas shift within Outlands in the year that I've been playing. And it's funny, like when I first started, Poison was the bee's knees, the witch's tits. And everyone's like, dude, if you got to make a poison fencer. Everyone's like, Poison's nerfed. It's trash now. Poison is so fun. Poison, I think, is my favorite Dexter. And it's all because of the way that Sting works or Venom, whichever one, where it has a 6 or 7 second cooldown.
It's still good.
It won't just
there's a
constantly
thing,
cascade. It's so
there's
fun.
a thing, and people said, and it's the same in World of Warcraft. When we were playing it, and like everybody, because we'd have like our voice channel with like 10 people in there and just talking. They'd be like, "Just see the patch notes that are coming. These guys are getting nerfed 4%. Oh, they're garbage now." It's the same in Ultima. Like I can remember when Necromancy came out. It was fucking dude. I was
vampirism, baby.
Dude, I was nuking shit for 3,500 as a poison necro. It was wild, dude. It needed to be nerfed. It got nerfed 8 times. And every single time they're like, death of necros, death of poison necros, like they're garbage now. I kept fucking steamrolling shit. And what happens is that like people see it one nerf and they go,
yes,
oh God, it's garbage now. And it's not. It's fine.
Dude,
it's called balancing. It's like bringing it down. Like, sure, is it noticeable? Maybe. And I kept making a joke in the last couple of weeks of us playing Warcraft of like, if you don't read the patch notes, you don't even notice them. I truly mean that, dude. I've been playing Fury Warrior since Legion. And the only time I ever looked at like the DPS rankings was when I was making videos over World of Warcraft, and I would look every single week at the DPS rankings, and I'd like be like, oh, it looks like Shaman went up 4 ranks, and Fury went down 2, and like, oh, look out, I'm really rooting for Discipline Priest, or you know what I mean? Like I would call that out, but other than that, I've always played Fury Warrior, and you know what? I've realized
it's always been fun.
that like if I am putting in the effort to gear my character and I'm putting in the effort to learn my rotation, dodge the mechanics, and just be a good player, that I can be the top 3 in a raid guild, or I can be number 1 or 2 in a Mythic Plus or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I can't stress enough that I think people really hone in on patches and percentages way too much than what the reality of it is.
Yeah, and I mean, like, it's like you said, you can play the very best. You can play a tribard bleeder with a healing support. But if you really don't know how to move out of shit and you die during the boss fight, then you're not really good at killing the boss. If you didn't know to bard break it, then you're not really doing it right. Like you can play the best thing, but be the worst at it. And you can play the worst thing and be the best at it and perform far better.
Yeah,
because
but
if you know
I still think all
class,
that's negligible. I still think that all those percentages are negligible.
I mean, dude, like, everyone's like, well, you don't want to go with death. Death's terrible. Like, no, it's not. Death increases your effective necromancy skill. If you're playing a necro summoner, it is a great, very cheap aspect to jump into. Sir Shrimpington did a video where he did a stealther using death. And it's like, oh, but that's like not the meta. And it's like metas only really exist as like a top of a bell curve, right? Like, hey, here is like the most accessible version of a stealther, let's just say, a backstabber. It's this specific build.
Yep.
Well, you can do this over here and it's not as great. We can do this over here and it's way different. But it's like, like those things are always going to exist in video games, and it's always, like you said, just don't listen to the percentages because you don't know the concept of them.
So I'll also to ride into that. A lot of times, people are set in their own gameplay cycle, right? Okay, I go down here, I kill this loop of a demon and archfiend, I do this circle, I fight one monster at a time. I did a video, dude, it was like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, something like that, a long time ago, that a streamer, his name is Bobby, his template, his Holy Paladin template, it's honestly one of the highest viewed template videos on my channel. If you're fighting one monster at a time, it's fucking garbage. It is just god awful for one monster at a time. It's all about not going down to level 3 and killing one demon. It is about going into level 2, pulling multiple groups of monsters, like a shit ton, like a trapper would do. And just procking your aspect chance and procking AoE stuff and your holy light and all this stuff. That's what it's about. And it like people would be like, ooh, I want to do this. I want this template. But they never. It's so funny because maybe I'm just not a good entertainer on videos. Because to like keep people engaged, but what happens is people go in and they go, okay, screenshot the template, okay, screenshot the codex stuff, screenshot the chain, all right, done. And they don't listen to the words. I very openly say, pull all the monsters in level 2. If your aspect gets high enough, maybe you could do 3. But keep in mind, this was 3 or 4 years ago. You know what I mean? So like there wasn't 4 and all that. But either way, people just all the time would be like, this template sucks. I'm not killing anything. It takes me forever to kill a demon. I'm like, why are you pulling demons? I'm like, I don't know. Ask Bobby. But Bobby goes and he pulls the entire area of level 2 of Aegis. And he's just making hand over fist. He's playing it like a trapper. And they're like, what do you mean? And I'm like, did you watch the video? And they're like, no. I just screenshotted it, honestly, man. I'm sorry. And I'm like, huh, okay.
The explanation ends up helping to make you explain everything.
Yeah, that's how it goes. But hey, you're a content creator. You get it.
Yeah, I do. I really do.
Yeah,
I really do.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of content creation, like, you tell me, man. When you are, you just finished up Crimson Desert. I don't want to say finished. Maybe you'll go back and make another video. You just started Diablo 4. Sure. You posted your first video last night. Very good video, by the way. I thought it was great because, the thumbnail's perfect because so many people love to dog on Diablo. Path of Exile, great release. Path of Exile 2, or Path of Exile, great game. Path of Exile 2, great release. Very good game, super in-depth, all that. Diablo just kind of was in the shadow of Path of Exile, and you went into Diablo 4, and the thumbnail says, did the Lord of Hatred save... Well, it says save Diablo, but the title is, did the Lord of Hatred save Diablo? And I got to be honest, man, like we were talking about before, I played Diablo for the story. Right. And that's about it. But I am finding myself a little bit more intrigued with Diablo 4's endgame. The story, literally at the edge of my seat the entire time. I didn't want to get up. I work real life job right here, and I played video games and content create right here. It took everything in me to actually do my real job right here and not just play Diablo when I was going through that story. And anyways, video great because it talks about those key points, talks about the gearing, the flaws, as well as how the end game works. But how do you pick next games and like what's your thought process there? As a large scale content creator, Mr. 500,000 subs.
One day I'll be that number, and it'll be so funny.
Well, you're at 450, so whatever. You're there.
I am at 400,602. 400. Oh, God damn, dude. 400,600. Oh my God, I'm drunk. You've got me hammered. You got me hammered up 2 shots.
You've had two shots, you shitter.
400,000, 6,208, 108, like 406,000. That's what I'm at.
Okay.
But, man, a lot of it comes down to what games I'm excited about, right? Like, I was excited for Crimson Desert when they announced it in 2020, 2021.
Yeah.
It's like hey, you like Bannerlord, Mountain Blade Bannerlord. We'll wait till you play Crimson Desert. I was like, well, this looks pretty fucking cool. Diablo was like the first game I've ever played with Warcraft 2. So there's always going to be a debate. What's the best action RPG? Is it Diablo? Is it Path of Exile? Is it Last Epoch? Is it Grim Dawn? Is it Titan Quest? They all exist within their own lanes, right? Like I won't jerk anyone off under the hood. Path of Exile 2 is systematically a better game.
Yeah.
Animations are better. The builds are better. Playing the game and all of its many, many, many systems, better.
Sure.
But it will never hold a candle to the lore and to the story of Diablo. Because that's what Diablo's original tentpole was, right? Like, look at our lore. We got angels, motherfucker.
Yep.
So it'll never, ever get that close. I couldn't give a fuck about Path of Exile 2's
20
story.
years of heaven versus hell, dude. And you're in the middle.
But, Path of Exile, for everything else, just crushes it.
Yeah.
But it's also built towards people that want really sweaty, super deep conceptual builds like that. I'm getting off point from your question, so let me get back onto that. But I choose games that I want to cover and that I know people are interested in. I can cover games that I'm only interested in and I know people maybe aren't as excited about, but the goal is year over year to grow my channel, to grow my income, all those things. Yeah. And there are definite times where I'm like, you know what? Even the game that's out, that's hot to trot, I'm just not. Like, let's just say it's August and it's sports game season. I'm not going to do it. I'll cover a patch of a game I've already covered. I'll cover a DLC for a game I've covered. I'll cover something I've yet to cover, like Expedition 33. I've yet to cover that. That's a back pocket game that I could jump into when there's a dirge of content. So it's like, I pretty much just go and look at what people are interested in, what I'm interested in too, and also what I've played. Like, I get to go to all these preview events and play these games ahead of time, or people will reach out to me. So
yeah, you were just at PAX West, right? You were just at PAX West, and I know you even got to stream at was it PAX?
TwitchCon.
Yeah, you got to stream there. What did you play there?
I played Capcom's 3-game suite of Onimusha, Pragmata, and
that's right,
Resident Evil.
And then you went back and you made a couple videos over Onimusha. and
for Neo, I did. Onimusha comes out.
Oh, it's Neo. Okay, yeah.
September, I think.
Okay, gotcha.
Or October.
Yeah,
somewhere. It comes out in the fall.
Yeah. So there's that. So that's kind of cool. You get to go to the gaming conventions and stream and all that. But no. I mean that's fun, right? I mean you've the Larian booth and things like that. I mean that's fucking cool. You know what I mean? Tell me about it. Yeah.
It is, but it's also scary, right? Like I was talking about at the beginning of the stream. It's hard to walk away from this insular little box that's telling me I gotta succeed if I don't. It's a lot like sales. Sure. It's never, hey, you know what? Okay, when Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered came out, I had the best month I've ever had. I was literally 10,000 views short of 3 million views in a month, and I was stoked. I was like, oh, this is the best I've ever been. Next month's not like that.
Yeah.
And YouTube doesn't give a fuck how your May was.
Yeah.
We care because we're in June. We care because we're in July. Oh, you had a good May? It's cool. It's August. And that's the siren song of anyone who's ever done sales. It's what have you done for me now? What have you done for me lately? So it's a weird pivot, right? Because it's I'm not doing sales directly.
Yeah, but you're selling
I
yourself, you're selling your content, and you're hoping
Exactly. I'm selling
that
my
your
ideas,
product
I'm
that you're
selling my-
selling is good, which is the game.
my voice. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But you have to have that same sales mentality of like every day you wake up, you have to approach it with the same fervor you did the day before, because the day after that is not a guaranteed level of success.
Yeah,
And that's a pain in the ass.
I think there's a huge, and it's just the world of social media and YouTube and
Right.
Twitch and all that. There's a huge misconception where people think that I am going to create a Twitch account. I'm going to buy a webcam and I'm going to set it up. I'm going to hit go live. And I'm a very good player at this game. So I know people are going to watch me. No, that's not it. It doesn't matter what game you're playing. It doesn't matter any of that. So how good you are. Like, you have to market yourself. And you have to put in the time. Like that very first video you make, it doesn't matter if it's the best video on the internet. You're going to be lucky to get 100 views. You know what I mean? And then beyond that, it's continuation and consistency and networking. And I just think that some people look at streaming and content creation as like, this dude's playing video games.
Yeah, dude. Fuck, every day I gotta do that.
It's like, I wish I was playing video games. Yeah, I wish I was. Sometimes I play games I fucking hate.
Yeah,
right?
or at least games that I'm just not as excited about.
Sure,
like,
I shouldn't say hate, but yeah.
Like every day I'm playing. I play Ultima Online. That's what I play every day. But I've been playing Crimson Desert. I've been playing Diablo. I've played Oblivion Remastered.
Yeah,
I play these games.
You can't sustainably make content over Ultima Online Outlands and expect to pay your bills. Like you can't. It's just not a thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
You can't do that.
It's also like how I stay sane, right? Like, let's assume I was a Diablo content creator and all I did was play Diablo, and then all I did was make content for Diablo. Diablo loses its luster a lot faster. And you know, I did that with Total War. I put so many hours into it, and I barely was playing it for myself. I was playing it to make content, and you know, it's you're just trying to draw water from a stone. And I like to keep, I always make this joke of I keep church and state separate, right? Like I always like to make sure that I'm okay. Ultima Online is what I'm playing. I usually am playing some kind of MMO in my free time.
Yeah.
If I'm playing a game for content, I'm just going hard in the paint on it and playing through it. I don't like to skip story, even if it's for content. I want to at least get something out of it for myself and be able to talk about it cogently. But you know, when I started, I used to do prank calls in high school, and I have a video that's got 450,000 views when I just did pranks back when YouTube was like a fledgling little baby.
Prank calls.
Yeah, you could type in Italian Spartacus prank calls. I got like 10 of those videos.
I love
and that was my thing. That was my early shtick. And I didn't think anything of it. So by the time I went to go do this, because my friend was like, hey, do you want to do videos with me? I already had 1,000 subs, which was the qualification to get monetized. So I kind of already started cheating, more or less. You know, I was like, oh, I could already make money off of this.
Yeah.
And I didn't become a full-time YouTuber for 3 years. I think 2-3 years before I was like, okay, this is making enough for me to quit my job. Sure. This is making rent plus $1,000 was basically was my rule. If I can make a rent plus $1,000 in Southern fucking California, then I'm okay to quit my job and do this because I can budget $1,000 in a month.
Yeah.
And that should just grow exponentially over time. And so like, what do you mean? What do you so you just like, you just play video games all day? I fucking wish. Like, I have a whiteboard over here filled with notes from the last video I just did, you know, and it's like, those were notes that I did while I was playing. I have like notepads on my desk filled with notes of like, oh, okay, that I started this thing at that time. I started this at that time. So I can talk about it in the video. And it's like, there's so much of it is like studying the game, less of actually playing.
And meanwhile, while you're doing all your homework and work, people are saying, hey man, log in. I need a healer for Mythic Plus 12 key. Hey, we got an Omni. Let's go.
I want you to know something.
Yeah.
And I love you. You're a very dear friend of mine. Sure. And I love every second we get to spend together. my channel for at one point, like when we started hanging out and doing EverQuest TLP.
God.
Boom, 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 boom.
Hey, mine too. Don't
And
worry.
I had a real low point in February. You were like, you want to play WoW? I'm like, fucking sure do. Like, because it is. That's why we play video games, is to play with friends and interact with them. Yeah, playing solo is definitely an experience, right? Like, you think of Super Nintendo, SNES, there was not a fucking multiplayer to that.
Yeah.
But playing video games with people is so intoxicating. It's why UO has always been my Achilles heel. I like, no matter what point in my life I play UO, something else in my life just starts to go. Boom. It's like listening to the Death Star shields power down. It's
UO, Warcraft, and EverQuest for me. That's the holy trinity.
Yes. Honestly, those are the 3 games that have fucked me up the most.
Yeah.
And it's just because it is so fun to do those things. To be fair, too, you can't take the full blame, because there was also like nothing coming out within those times. It's like, you've seen me when it's like I'm busy. I'm like, you're like, hey, we're jumping on. I'm like, I'm making thumbnails till 1 a.m. Fuck me, right? Like,
yeah. And that's where, it's like, well, okay, I can respect that. You know what I mean? Like, you got shit to do and all that.
But it's all about persistence, like you said. If every day you have to do the same things, consistency is all that matters.
Yeah, for me, it has always been a schedule. You know what I mean? Like, I know that I'm editing a video Saturday mornings. I'm, up until 5 o'clock or whatever, and then I'm getting ready for Whiskey Saturday, and then I'm streaming until 1:30 in the morning or whatever. And that's a work day. For most people, Saturday is a party day, a day off or whatever. No, that's my busiest content creation, because I have a real life job Monday through Friday.
Daddy Pwn Day for
you know what I mean? Yeah. And then previously it was stream Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday as well. Friday nights was gather information for the video for Saturday. And so it was really funny because, up until I met wonderful Novelle, Christine, I had a hard time dating, because it was like, people would be like, okay, so you have you have a full-time job and you have YouTube. What's your schedule for all that? And I'm like, well, I can hang out Mondays and then late Friday. And then if you want to, Sunday night. And they'd be like, no wonder you're single. And I'd just be like, yeah, well, sorry. Just how it is.
I feel it.
Yeah. Because it takes work. And that's coming from somebody who was making 1 long form video a week. Whereas you are making 3, 4, sometimes 5 long form videos a week. You're streaming at least once a week, 2, 3 times a week, stuff like that. So I just think that there is this, and at the same time though, and especially in this headspace of Ultima Online Outlands, I tell people, like, if you got 2 hours a week to stream, do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you can make a PvP video that's unedited and it's just you murdering somebody, do it. You know what I mean? Like, it's different. Like, it's all about...
It gets you on the road to doing it the way you want to.
And it's whatever goals you have. Does everybody have to turn YouTube into a full-time job? No. Does everybody have to make any amount of money or have any kind of production value? I think of YouTube and Twitch and all those things as similar to Facebook, whereas it's your own content. You can do it however much you want. You can make it as viral as you want, or it can just be something that's completely unlisted content and you're sharing it with your friends. Like, that's it.
At the end of the day, like, so I'm a single guy in Southern California. So, not to stroke myself off on a bush, but this is clearly successful enough that I can live in a single bedroom apartment in Southern California.
Yeah.
And over 400,000 subscribers. Those things, no one can ever take that from me. You could be working 30 years at a job and then lose the job, and you've got really nothing to show for it aside from the skill set that you might have learned at that job. Maybe it's marketing, right? And like, that's a skill set that's only applicable within marketing. Eventually, I will hopefully get married. Eventually, I will hopefully have kids. And I would want a more stable form of income, because my income is like this sometimes. Sometimes it goes like that. Sometimes it goes like this. It just depends on the cycle of things. Yeah. And I would want to be able to present a reliable source of income for my family. And let's assume that I go open that game company I talked about, or join a game company. Because realistically, I could send an email to any of the companies I've worked with and say, hey, do you need a community manager? And I could get a job like that. But I have over there a silver plaque that says Italian Spartacus, 100,000 subscribers. You'll get one when you get 100K. You get a gold one at 1 mil. My goal is to get a gold one.
Yep.
So if anyone walks into my office or my cubicle, or if I have a work from home situation, it's in the background. Oh, what are those? Oh, those? I used to do YouTube. You know, like you can't take that from me. I have an
that's
actual
huge, man. That's
it's
huge.
always like if you and that's to me is that to me is what makes it so worthwhile. I get to teach people how to play the games that they love, that I love.
Yep.
And no one gets to remove that ever. And I love that.
Yeah. No, that's huge. And dude, if I walked into somebody's office and they had those, I'd be like, holy shit, dude, you put in a lot of work, didn't you? And then they'd be like, no, actually, I just went into
a diamond one, dude.
Well, the funny thing would be if they were like, no, actually, I just went into Walmart and I asked people trivia questions and I showed my butthole a lot. I'd be like, fuck you, dude.
If I could get 100 mil or 1 mil off showing buttholes, boom.
Hey,
I'd never be out there, dude.
That's it. Okay, so I like to ask everybody a couple questions towards the end. And so
do me.
You know, what if you could suggest anything to Outlands and they had to do it? Like they're just like, okay, Mr. Spartacus, got you. What would it be?
2 things. First thing, easy. If you have camping, you can use the Adventurer's Guide. Adventurer's Guide has got 3 custom binds on it, right? You can mark them whatever you want. Give 3 to Chivalry. Yeah. You can give the second one at 110 and the third one at 120, but give 3 custom binds to Chivalry. It needs it. Mm-hmm. It's you can go to any town, anything like that, but you can do the same thing with camping. Give me it. Yeah. That's number 1. Yeah. Number 2, archery is one of my favorite combat skills in Ultima Online, period. OSI or Outlands. OSI made it fun because you get ninjutsu and you can play around with a lot of the other skills and let those bleed into it. I think archery needs some love in Outlands because it becomes, unfortunately, when you go to do time, most people do some sort of archery, some sort of arcane mage, because being up close and personal throwing fisticuffs is kind of dangerous. Yeah. So I would love to see archery get a treatment where, hey, I can make a poison archer, because why wouldn't I be able to dip my arrows in poison? Or you know what? I want to make a bleed archer. Or you know what? I want to make an arcane archer and stack arcane into it or magery into it. Like arcane now can scale with, rather than wrestling, can also scale with archery. Yeah. I would love having some sort of layer to archery that isn't just simply thunk.
I agree.
I mean, to be fair, it's also a very high damage. Like people are like, oh, archery doesn't really do that much damage. I mean, a heavy expo shot is a lot of damage in PvP.
It does, unless also, there's armor.
It's slow as fuck.
Yeah, unless there's armor involved, it does. Yeah. It does great in Ossuary. It always has. Mm-hmm. When Ossuary 4, which is now 3, but when Ossuary, because that was like the first deeper dungeon or whatever came out, everybody was archery. Everybody was archery backstabbing, and they were just dominating, man. And Macing. But
Macing had its day.
yeah. But yeah, no, I would agree with that. Archery is very cool and it's used in time. That's about it. It used to be the backstab. It's the most effective. I'm an archer tamer, and all guard attack. Yeah, you have the most boring template in the game. Or fun, just kind of hanging if you want to watch TV. But the thing is, it's like it is engaging in some extent. I still have to heal things and stuff like that. But I did a fencing tamer. I was getting murked. I did a macing tamer. I was getting murked. Wrestling tamer, you can tank the world. But archery was the only way I could reliably go down into the level 3s or 4s and not get killed immediately. But then archery in and of itself is not as engaging as swords being able to bleed things, or fencing having its really fun capabilities. Like, oh yeah, I can do like my strafe shot or my draw pull, whatever the hell it's called. Even just the individual skills or stances for archery are kind of like, I'm going to be an arcane.
oh, I'll use long shot to shoot from 3 more tiles away. You know, like they're cool, but they're just kind of not engaging like any other combat skill is.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I like it. So archery, anything else? Good with that?
You know, you had said something earlier, and I was like, I'm going to add that to my list of things to bring up. But now I can't remember what the fuck it was. Yeah, bring ninjutsu in. Oh, that was it. Aha. I used to use a Sampire on OSI, which meant I was Samurai, Bushido, and Necromancy on my melee Dexer. We don't need that. But I wish Necromancy had melee applications. Curse weapon, for example, stuff like that, where I could be a Dark Knight, Death Knight style of character that uses Necromancy and just melee.
Yeah, I will say for the longest time, there was always people that would be like, hey, how can I use Necromancy with swordsmanship? I want to make like a Lich King type character. And I'd be like, you can, but you're going to really suck, like really bad. Right. And they'd be like, that's okay. And I'd be like, all right, cool. You know, and we'd figure something out. And they'd be like, yeah, this sucks. And I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. And so, you know, I think there's certain bonuses that you could add, but they're only applicable if you have X amount of swords, X amount of tactics.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
just like chivalry, right? You need chivalry and tactics to get the benefits of chivalry.
Sure. And I think that could allow you to create this Dark Knight or Death Knight or Lich King type character that summons an army of skeletons, and it's only skeletons that fight with you while you are you know, you have a swarm of 5 skeletons that are just marking on this monster while you're up there with a 2-handed sword hitting on them too, and you get maybe even it's a different line of necromancy skills. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know,
I just think like something like that, or even ninjutsu. Ninjutsu was a really cool way to add a lot of fun to archery.
I never got to do ninjutsu. I would have loved to, but I never got to do ninjutsu. Yeah.
You had an ability where you could hit someone, and if they moved like an X amount of steps, it'd just take a ton of damage. So you'd hit someone with a bow, they'd run away, and they would just drop dead. And you're like,
yeah, that's awesome.
So fun.
Yeah, that's really cool. I like it. Yeah, I the Samurai Empire, I went Bushido and just fucking had the 2-handed no dachi, and that was just what I did. Which was
sick.
Yeah, that was
which was so sick though.
Yeah, and I did chivalry, and at that time I started PKing people all the time and scamming people out of their blessed items by exploiting. It was bad, but it was funny to me. Not that.
Yeah, of course it was.
Yeah,
you fucking shithead.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was terrible. Okay, so outside of Outlands, we kind of talked about it a little bit, but maybe there's another one. What's your favorite MMORPG or even just game outside of Outlands? You can't pick Outlands. Can't pick Warcraft. You can't pick EverQuest. How about that?
Oh, Dark Ages Camelot.
Okay, interesting. Have you ever played Eden server? It's like a custom Dark Age Camelot.
No. I've heard that one in Uhtred or Ulfgard or whatever the hell. Those are like 2 free servers.
Did you play Dark Age of Camelot more for the PvP or the PvM?
Both. I really like the Realm versus Realm. But I used to play the Battlegrounds more. I only got into the mass Realm versus Realm. Honestly, I was working from home at a sales gig, and it was like 2016. So it was not that long ago. And I was like doing Realm versus Realm. And like you said, it becomes a lot of Zergs where like everyone's like, all right, stack up. You'd follow the leader. Someone would play a movement buff and you would just kind of. I really liked the 3 realms though. I thought it was really cool. I really, really enjoyed the PVM experience of it. And the battlegrounds, like the per 10 level battlegrounds, like that first battleground was just stacked, was so fun. But yeah, the actual Realm versus Realm on a larger scale became a bit of a Zerg. But I just think it was unique to basically have 3 games in one, and that's what I liked about it, right?
Yeah,
it's such different things.
You might give Eden a chance sometime. It's very Realm versus Realm PvP oriented. I really liked Dark Age of Camelot. I did not care for the PvP, and I get it. That's mostly a PvP game. The reason why is because it's like stun, which Warcraft is kind of that too, but at least you can break them. And there's a little bit more involved. It's not as stun heavy as Dark Age is, but I liked the graphics, I hate to say, but I liked the lore. You know, I've always been a Knights of the Round Table guy. And I would have loved if there was, and there might be, somebody tell me if there is, but I would have loved there to be a Outlands type Dark Age of Camelot server that's PVM focused. I would be playing it like crazy.
I think it's called like Utgard or something like that.
Okay, well, you might see me playing there one day because I just
Blackthorn.
Okay, I just thought it was so cool.
Pure unadulterated classic DAOC. That's what it's called.
It's classic though, which.
Well, I mean,
sure.
You don't have to take part in the realm versus realm stuff in the PvP. You just don't ever do it. It's all instance.
Sure, I just mean like you also have to think in terms of population. You know what I mean? Like, is there a supporting group of people? Is the developers making PVM content that's like, you know what I mean? Like, I just like Dark Age of Camelot as a core game, just like I like Ultima Online as a core game. But I like what Outlands has done. So it's asking a lot. But find me a Dark Age of Camelot that's trying to make Outlands, you know? There's
also Age of Reckoning, Warhammer. Which is the game that Mythic made after, and I loved that game. It just was barely around. But then you have a free shard of it. They're doing like updates and everything. They've been given the blessing by the IP owners. So like,
that's cool.
Go do whatever you want. You guys can keep it in perpetuity. I'm like, oh, that's sick.
Yeah, I watched M. Night Salami Llama. He played a lot of Age of Reckoning on his stream for a while. Okay, the other question, there's 4 actually, sorry. 2 more. What other games are you excited about coming out?
Blood of the Dawnwalker. That's my favorite one coming. It's basically the Witcher 3 developers broke off from Studio Projekt Red. They made a company, and that's basically what if The Witcher was actually a vampire? That's the premise of the game. So it's an open world RPG, hack and slash.
So he's kind of evil. He eats people's blood and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think he's kind of like I'm a good vampire, but I kill highwaymen. You know.
Yeah. I'm sucking the blood of people off.
That's looking really good. I think that's the game of the year that I'm most excited for, behind Crimson Desert, because I was super stoked on Crimson Desert.
Yeah. Speaking of game of the year, this is not one of the normal questions I ask, but have you looked at some of the like add-ons that people have done, mods for Baldur's Gate, like with the new classes and stuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
Some of them you have to download through Nexus Mods. Some are baked into their mod panel, so you can download if you're on console. I was going to do some videos covering those, like, hey, here's some of the best classes, but the thing is, it's 1-to-1. Almost all those classes can just be brought into the game as they are, verbatim in D&D.
Yeah.
Very few of the BG3 classes have been tweaked. Like Avenger Paladin, I think, has, because it has like, it sprouts wings at 11, but like, that's really fucking broken, so we're not going to put that in. So like, it's really easy to port all the thousands of classes in D&D into BG3.
I just even in the game itself, you can go into the mods panel and you can download stuff. And there's, of course, a website, and it has like descriptions and all this stuff. And I was blown away by some of these classes. And I was just like, this is really cool. I want to play this. And, have you ever beaten Baldur's Gate 3? So I am like knocking at hell's door right now. Ready to finish the last boss, and I just haven't done it. And I've loaded in that game like 3 times and been like, year or 2 since I've been on.
I'll see you later. Goodbye.
Yeah, I know. I'm one of those guys. It's like I'm right there, but then it's been so long that I just don't remember where I'm at. And then I've started the game over and been like, my friends want to do an Omni. My friends want to do a Mythic Plus. My friends want to do a Corpse Creek. You know what I mean? It's just like, so I haven't really delved back into it. Baldur's Gate was a great game, though. I made a really good video of like a review for it, and honestly, I kind of feel like a scam now because I just admitted I never beat it. I'm literally at the last boss, okay?
Majority of my videos were made before I beat the game, so you're fine.
Sure.
Like, I wanted to beat it on my own terms. I didn't want to beat it because I was making fucking content. Yeah. And I beat that game and I was crying. because it was I played Baldur's Gate 1, I played Baldur's Gate 2. It was like a culminating point of my childhood and my gaming life up to that point. And I was just like, oh man, this was
Let me show you this.
a full-grown man's penis. There it is, right there. Find out it's not a 9. What Pwncast's penis looks like. He doesn't know what he said.
I saw this like yesterday or whatever, and my.
Oh, don't give me the tinglies, dude. Don't give me the tinglies right now.
Literally, Baldur's Gate Disc 1 right there, dude. Yeah.
Fucking love it.
And I got the whole Tales from the Sword Coast and all that stuff. Yeah.
Baldur's Gate 2 was a 4-disc thing. It was a double jewel case. So you could open up one side and had disc 1 and 2. You open up the other side, had 3 and 4.
Yeah.
If you want to continue, put in disc 3. Like, but it would never make sense. It wasn't like, oh, you've gotten this far in the game, now you're on disc 4. Yeah. It's like disc 1 to disc 4 to disc 2 to disc 4 to disc 3. You're like, shit. That's something like you kind of forget about old school games, is like they got to a point where they just wouldn't fit on the CD-ROMs and they had to break them apart.
Yeah, it's wild. Okay, and then the other one I always like to ask is, who should be the next guest on the Pwncast?
Okay, so I already know you've gotten a response from him. I want Daddy Garriott.
I know.
Okay, so in lieu of Daddy Garriott, I will accept, because, I'm just going to say this. I love Ultima, and I love the history of Origin Systems, OSI, the people that created Ultima. I love the history of Richard Garriott creating Alcabeth in his fucking underneath his like Harry Potter staircase in high school. That's when he made the precursor to Ultima 1. Mm-hmm. But as I've seen more and more things about him over the years and his press releases of stuff, I'm afraid he's a don't meet your heroes type of situation. Raph Koster, on the other hand, the creative director of Ultima Online and the creative director of Star Wars Galaxies, I think in lieu of him, get Raph Koster. Because Raph Koster, would come on and do this with you. Because he loves talking about Ultima. He loves talking about Star Wars. And he loves talking about his newest project. That it's a Kickstarter. I do love Star Wars. Yes. Star Wars Galaxies, I forgot to talk about in the list, was also one of my favorite ones. Because it's very, very similar to UO. Yeah. He learned a lot of lessons from UO. Like in Ultima, you could have a community, an RP community, and they would kind of like codify it as like an official town, but that was it. Well, in Star Wars Galaxies, if you had a guild, your guild was big enough, you could have it appear on the map. Okay, well, if it got even bigger, you could have a shuttle port there. So people could go in to Naboo and then fly from Naboo directly to your guild's city and buy from your vendors. He was like, well, we learned so many lessons about it. I think he would be amazing to have on here because he would have such insight into the behind the scenes of Ultima. And I'm sure he would love to see, or maybe he already knows about Outlands. I feel like he does. He already kind of has a finger on the pulse.
I think anybody that knows about Ultima knows about Outlands. Or is in the know. I can't say knows about, because I've ran into, like, I have friends that used to play Ultima that they're like, I didn't even know it was still a thing. You know what I mean? Like people that are still gamers that, but I would imagine he would be one. If I was such entrenched with Ultima back then, probably still be like in the know of what's going on with the game now. So, yeah. Well, cool. Yeah, good one. Man, it's funny. This is one of those where it's like we could make this 5 hours of just rambling on.
Easily.
I've got to tack on the first part, which puts us at close to 3 hours, and it's been a great 3 hours. Don't get me wrong. Which is
one of the best 3 hours of my life.
yeah.
Since we are ending it, I think it's only tradition.
Okay. I just man, I really do mean it. No homo, maybe a little bit. Is that I've just really appreciated meeting you, and you've become a very good friend of mine. And I always look forward to hanging out and playing video games with you and just talking, man. EverQuest was like, yeah, I'm sorry, I've really fucked up your life there. But I just really enjoyed getting in there and having literally we could have recorded us talking when we were playing EverQuest, and same with World of Warcraft. Just those conversations and turn those into podcasts, honestly, because I always send people questions, and there's some people that I don't even look at them, and you're one of them, man. It's just like I didn't even need to write it. You know what I mean? Like it was there. So I wish you the greatest success with your YouTube channel. You don't need my wishes because you're doing great, and can't wait to come out to Southern California and hang out with you again. So cheers, buddy.
Cheers, man.
Yep.
And
Ooh.
well, the last one hit funky.
Yeah,
first you were fine.
That was a spicy one.
Though it's like, I talk to my mom a lot, my parents all the time, and my mom was like, "Why is the channel not doing good?" I'm like, "I met this fucking ginger." No,
yeah, I know, man. I'm that bad friend.
No, but man, like I would say this last year has been my favorite time on online games with you guys, like you and Midge,
and
Yavi. Playing like TLP was great. Playing through Outlands and meeting like Zemikis, meeting Tu Wong, and just getting to know everyone through Outlands. It made me feel like you said, you're chasing the dragon, you're trying to go after that feeling you had as a kid, like, oh man, I want that like logging into Ventrilo feeling. Yeah. And it's the closest I've been, and honestly, probably even better. Because it's as an adult, you developed such different emotional attachments to things, and it's been great. I say great like I'm going to quit, but like honestly, like as much as you've enjoyed my company, it is 100% reciprocated.
Yeah, you get in a group in a Discord channel, and you're just talking about life. You're talking about games,
swashbuckling with the bros.
Yeah, talking shit to each other, and just having a good time and playing a video game together. Man, there's nothing better than that. There really isn't. And, especially when it's the same. Personally, I like smaller groups, 10 or less, and I'm happy. You know what I mean? When it gets 10 or more, it's like, it's kind of lost in the weeds. Yes. You've got like the 3 or 4 people that dominate the room, and that's fine. You know what I mean? But that's reality.
Yeah, Golden Bear.
And then like, but 5, to 10, it's just like, everybody kind of knows each other, and it's like, hey, how's your dog? How's Roman? You know what I mean? Like, and we're all talking about stuff like that. That to me is, I don't know. Maybe I just like friends more than I like gaming, but I love gaming, so I know that's not it. But whatever.
I love games. Anyways. I love gaming with friends, dude. Gaming with friends.
Anyways, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for being episode 37. You got anything else?
Honestly, that's it. Thank you so much for having me. This has been, I've done a couple podcasts in my day. This has been my favorite one, hands down.
Hell yeah, brother. All right. I'll see you in Austin. Well, I'll see you later, but either way. All right.
Yeah,
Everybody, Pwncast Gaming out.